keeping a very close eye on the commentary teams down here on the boundary, and Kane Corns has managed to avoid any confrontation with Luke Beveridge tonight.
That's good because he can't fight.
Nate took care of him. Ash Stewart can fight. He's one of the toughest statisticians that has ever been built.
His brother can genuinely fight.
Can he really?
His brother. Yep. Like a proper boxer, like ripped. And if you've ever seen Ash with his top off, absolutely ripped. There is not a skerrick of fat on him, and he's got a six-pack, and he's actually ripped, our man Ash Stewart.
Thanks, Brownie, but that's news to me. No, it's very competitive and fierce in the statistician world in terms of physical contest and boxing, Jack, that's for sure. So, yeah, I'll take that as a, I don't know what I'm trying to say.
I don't know, maybe give us a stat. That's kind of what you're here to do.
So the Bulldogs
from outside the flag, Stuart.
That's it, stay in your lane. The Bulldogs have won their past 9 at Marvel Stadium, having won their past 2 by an average winning margin of 81 points. Look at their scoring profile. Ranked number 1 in attack at 105 points per game. Their scoring efficiency past month at 58%, which is 13 above the league average. Flick over to the Hawks. Lots been spoken about their tackle and pressure account. Past 2 weeks averaging 37 tackles per game. The AFL average is 60. We'll just keep an eye out for Dylan Moore. In comparison to last year, his disposals are down by 19%, tackles down by 43, and goals per game down by 56.
Nicely done, Shoeman. For Red Z Lending, loans for the self-employed, REDZED.com. Kate, did you just capture a little bit of Marby or Chol, just moving a little bit gingerly out there?
No, he's not moving gingerly, but we know obviously he's 2 phones. He's got 2 phones. He does everything in 2s though, because he just had 2 physios on both legs just going ham to give him a little rub. So like, how many multiple things does old Mabs need? The 2 phones, the 2 physios? Does he get 2 water carriers?
He's an elite operator.
Yeah, just got the single doctor, so that's interesting. He'll need to up his game there.
Really fascinated where you were going with that for a second there, but we ended up all right in the end, which is good.
Well, I can't comment on other things that he has too long.
No, you can't.
I brought my son in tonight, 10-year-old Jude, and there's a free box next door, and I thought, you'll be in there. Okay, he's loving his footy. And then Jasper just sat over next to him, so I'm a little bit worried what Jasper's going to be talking to him about.
What age do they do sex education at school?
Not that age, no.
Okay, well, he's about to learn.
Not sure why you went there either.
Not our man, Jasper.
He's about to learn from Jasper. He's got plenty of good stuff to tell. Hey, Kate, just one on Adam Treloar. Only played the 1 game this year, and Luke Beveridge said during the week that they are going to start to manage him a little bit, and we've got to get used to the fact that Adam Treloar won't play every game from here on out.
Well, I was actually really surprised. We did the game down in Ballarat, and that was his first game back, and they were up. It was against Port Adelaide. They were 90 points up. They absolutely had control of that game, and I remember at 3/4 time we spoke about it, and I said, well, Adam Treloar will be the sub. They'll sub him out, and they'll get him off the ground early because he's gotten through a game finally. Then they didn't sub him out. He plays the full game, and he nicks his calf again. So I am glad that they've learnt from that. They probably should have learnt a little bit earlier, though, and had him able to play more regularly. But I will not be surprised if he gets subbed out earlier this game.
We've seen both captains just walk out of the Amy centre circle. Nat, we've had the toss.
Yeah, it looks like the Hawks have won the toss, and they're going to be kicking to the right of your radio dial tonight. Looks like Dylan Moore's going to be the skipper in the absence of James Sicily.
Isaac Smith, Kate McCarthy, who's winning this game and why?
Well, I thought they were going to be going to the big truck end, but that's not happening. I actually think Hawks might get up. I think they might be a little bit nasty tonight. They had a big week on the track. From all reports, there were some pretty hard conversations that were had, and I think you expect a bounce. Whether that transgresses into the whole game, but I think certainly we see early them fired up.
I was going to ask a question to you, Kate. Do you think McGuinness will tag tonight? But I see he's going towards the bench, so maybe he's watching whoever gets out of the loop early.
Yeah, well, that was where I was going to go with the Bulldogs midfield. I think this game is perfectly set up. We see the 3 in there at the moment. Kennedy, Liberatore, but the man that I love, he's oiled up tonight, the Bont. Big Marcus Bontempelli. I feel like this game is on a platter for him to dominate. I think he does, and I think Bulldogs get the win.
Thursday night footy for Maccas. The new McSmart meal is here. You can get a cheeseburger, small fries and a soft drink, plus your choice of sides for just $6.95. T's and C's apply. Thursday night, roof closed at Marvel Stadium. Big round of footy that starts tonight and goes all the way through to King's birthday on Monday. You'll hear every single second of it on Triple M Footy and, of course, on the Listener app. But to get us underway, here's Nath.
Ed Richards gone to half-back. And then Bailey Dale also out to the wing. So a couple of interesting moves there from Luke Beveridge early. Bontempelli starting in the middle with Kennedy, who's been fantastic, and also Libber against Warple. You've got Ward in there and Newcomb as the umpire gets ready. Thursday night footy. What a cracker we've got, Ash. Estimation on the crowd.
Yeah, isn't that said? I reckon about just under 40,000.
They've come in late too. English up high. Ward did well. Got it to big Meek. Meek had a fresh airy. Liberatore at ground level. Richards comes off the back of the square. D'Ambrosio picked it up. Left foot inside forward 50 the first time. Fisted away by Chol. Ginnivan was there. Handball came out. He's going to get a free kick, Jack Ginnivan. He's the expert at it. Too high. And he'll go 30 metres out directly in front.
Yeah, I reckon we'll see on the Harvey Norman here that just a swinging arms copped him right around the nose. So just a bit clumsy there by the Bulldogs, but a huge centre clearance there for Hawthorn. They needed it early. They're coming up against probably the best midfield in the competition.
Still reckon he goes looking for those with his head and he sucked the umpire in again. So Jack Ginnivan, very good at this area of the game, Ash.
Career set shots, 69%, 8 above the league average.
Expect him to kick this, and the Hawks off to a good start. And he does. Big start to the Hawks. Good celebration too. 1 straight 6. The Bulldogs are yet to score.
Yeah, well, he's got to be better than that. I'm fairly sure it was Cleary that gave away the free kick. We all know, and there's been so much talk from other teams that have been preparing to play against Hawthorn. They know that they're going to shrug the tackle. Jack Ginnivan did not need to shrug that tackle. He went low, he got him high. Even if he was going to go sort of around that shoulder, arm region, he was already to shrug the tackle up. So you have to know your opponent better than that. And for me, that is a clumsy free kick to give away early in the game to a guy that loves drawing a free kick.
Yeah, that's 30-15, Brownie.
Thank you, Isaac.
Saw on the Triple M Harvey Norman replay that there's red paint all over that footy, did you?
Yeah, the first bounce,
Yeah.
I thought it was a flat ball because of how weird it looked in the air.
I reckon it's come off the Amy centre circle when the umpires bounced the ball.
Maybe a late paint job.
Paint that late,
Yeah.
Bad soccer here the other night.
Put the wet paint sign up in the middle of Marvel Stadium. Liberatore's kick smothered. Ginnivan, nice handball to Ward driving by. Was excellent last week. Chol got the seal and dropped the mark. And then gave away a free kick in the process.
Came off the oil.
Yeah, it did.
Just slipped off his arms.
Straight off. But that was clumsy by Chol there. He had the position to take an easy mark there and just threw his arm out.
Cleary out of defence for the Bulldogs. Plays the broadcast side. Kennedy, strong mark for the Dogs on the wing.
And he's got Norton running for him. Back with the flight. That's where he goes. Norton just inside the boundary line. Half forward. Leads come. And not a lot on offer though. Because this will be a slow play up the line. Looking for Riley West. That's a good kick. Looking for Richards. Now to 60. This is a dangerous spot for the Hawks. And he finds Marcus Bontempelli. He'll have to get every bit of 52 metres, Bontempelli, just inside the boundary line.
That's your line. Stand, Harry.
So he's looking around. Eyes are darting. As he unload, he sets it up. Lead comes from English. That's a beautiful kick.
Go, Nate.
And English with a chance to kick the Dogs first.
Yeah, they'd be really disappointed with that, Hawthorn. They were able to get Bulldogs into a slow play after Kennedy took the mark on the wing, but just too easy, being able to chip their way through it, and then Bont just lasers one to English 20 metres out.
Lloyd Meeks standing in the goal square. He'd be looking up to the coach's box, going, I understand what I've done wrong. So English was towed up by Lloyd Meek in the final last year. 30 out, 45-degree angle, hooked it. Through for one behind. The Dogs get on the scoreboard for the first time tonight. They trail by 5 points.
What are you saying on the Harvey Norman here, Brownie?
Little silly from Jack Ginnivan. They said they need to celebrate more as a team, so that's tick for that one.
He loves his sellies, Jack Ginnivan. There's Newcomb from the wing. Tumbly ball forward, not a great one. Ramsden back into the team, first game of the season for Max Ramsden. Got rid of his man, but Fraser for the Bulldogs is there for support. They go back inside defensive 50. First lob, and then a kick to Dale. Was bumped as he kicked. Big problems here for the Bulldogs. Treloar on hands and knees. Handball back into the centre corridor. Newcomb got there before Richards. Did really well, Jai Newcomb. Beeline the footy and made it his own, but then kicks long. And the Dogs are all set up behind the ball, marked by O'Donnell.
Just need to switch on here. The Dogs a bit sloppy early. That's a good kick to the outer side. Players converge on it. Williams couldn't mark it. Ball hits the ground level, and Ginnivan had 31 and kicked 3 last week. Was one of the few winners against the Pies, and they go all the way back to half back, the Hawks. And they'll try and build it up through Hardwick. He crosses the ground towards Carl Amon. Nice young man. Gets it out to Newcomb. Newcomb goes forward and he finds Morrison.
What do you like about him, Brownie?
Well, he sat down with me at Gaucho's over in Adelaide when we were over there.
Had a nice
and he
day.
introduced himself and he's got nice eyes.
And there's the Gaucho mentioned for tonight as well. Morrison to a pack. Meek hit it at speed. The big man extends the arms and marks. 45 out. A little worse than a 45-degree angle.
And Timmy English was nowhere near him, Brownie.
Now, he'd be flat if you were Tim English and he goes back and nails this after he had a big opportunity to get one on him early.
Managed to avoid suspension from last week's game, an incident with Pat Lipinski. Hotly debated during the week. This would be some sort of start for the Hawks, who have come out with a point to prove. He just misses to the right. Early Reds heads, Two-Man.
Positives for the Hawks. They're winning the inside 50s 5-1. Bulldogs are ranked second for inside 50s.
So, see Adam Treloar. Vandermeer on the outer side. That's a nice juggler. He takes it in front of Jarman Impey. Brings the ball inboard and he finds Kennedy. Big numbers for Kennedy this year, Ash.
Yeah, and fourth-rated player at the Bulldogs, averaging career high disposal.
The Blues didn't want to lose him. It was just squeezed out with celery cap. That's not a great kick by Rory Long. Turnover. It found Nash. They want to move quickly to Gunston, and they do. McGuinness, he'll feed the ball out. He's got Butler on the run. Butler gives it to Ginnivan. Ginnivan, he's got the oil man inside forward 50, and that is Marbior. Charlie is glistening. Marbior and Luke Beveridge can't believe what happened.
I'm not sure what Hawthorn were doing there. They were playing a handball game down the boundary. They were able to hit Chol in the end, but Chol was out for 30 seconds in the middle of the 50 by himself, so they're lucky they found him in the end.
Very good kick of the footy, Marbior Chol. 97 games, 135 goals.
Bring it in. 4, 3.
Never seems to be too flustered. Got a very good resting heart rate. Here comes Big Babs. Left foot on the way. He might squeeze it in. He does. The Hawks have got 2 and they lead by 12 points.
Yeah, you're right, Isaac. Looking at the Harvey Norman, he was out for a good couple of kicks before that one ended up getting to him. So a little bit of a defensive breakdown from the Bulldogs with that turnover. We saw them turn the ball over really poorly against Geelong down there in the first half, and they scored a lot of goals against them in that source. So they need to take better care of the football coming out of their back half.
Nat, for Bob Jane teammates, Adam Treloar's on the bench already.
Yeah, just been keeping an eye on Treloar. We know this is his first game back from injury. He just had a quick chat to the physio. It looked like they were talking about his left knee, but he's back on the bench now and looks like he's right to go.
Hearts in the mouth there for a moment for the Bulldogs supporters. As Nat said, he's only played the one game this season. It's all happening on the Triple M Drummond Golf scoreboard. What about Drummond Golf? They are Australia's biggest winter sale. They are the best. The biggest winter sale is on now. In-store and online, Izzy. I think we probably need to go and see the people of Drummond Golf.
I love golf.
I'll come.
Me too.
Same.
We all love golf, so we'll all go as a group. We'll do an OB. Centre clearance from the middle. Richards up by hand to Kennedy of the Dogs. Tackled straight away. Good pressure from Hawthorn. Liberatore shimmies a handball out. McNeil had his smothered. It's a different Hawthorn team that's come out so far tonight. They tackle, they chase, they pressure, and they force the ball up at halfback.
Well, it's not dissimilar to what we saw first half, though, against Collingwood. They were good, especially in the first quarter, their pressure numbers. So how long can they sustain it and what damage can they do?
We have another ball up. Ball not going anywhere on the outer side. Quick kick out of the pack. Down the wing for the Hawks. Gunston, he'll be the first one there. Lob with him. Gunston, 50-50 ball. Lob did well, and now the umpire will come in and ball that one up.
Yeah, how are those binoculars going, Brownie?
Lloyd, Tim's here.
Just having a few issues with him at the moment.
Right back.
Isaac, things just aren't really working.
No, that'll come up well on socials, I would say. This footy's going nowhere on the outer side.
That's right.
Major ball winners early, Ash, Reds Head leading.
Yeah, Jai Newcomb, 5 disposals and a couple of clearances, and Ginnivan with 4 in a major.
Best on ground when they played in that elimination final last year that Brownie was talking about. Bontempelli, handballs to the wing. Bailey Williams links up with Ed Richards. He has to kick on his right foot. We don't see that a lot. Ball ricochets through and suits Vandermeer. Got a handball over the top to Karmas, who's about 45 out. Runs past the footy. Bailey Williams follows up. Running banana goal. Bulldogs get their first of the night. They are 1-1-7. Hawthorn 2-1-13 on the Triple M Drummond Golf scoreboard.
First build-up where they're able to get some momentum to their ball use, those forward handballs, which we know the Bulldogs love to use, especially trying to break those lines going inside forward 50. Really nice play from Vandermeer, though, to keep the ball in motion. He was tackled with it, got a handball out, and they just scrapped it forward. And Bailey Williams pushing all the way down. Probably been a while since he scored a goal, but all the way inside forward 50 and finished off really nicely with the check side.
Thanks, Dom. Good for now. Thanks, Graham.
Give us some early numbers, Ash. Triple M Red Z Lending.
Just highlighting with Newcombe, so he's been a bit down in terms of disposals past 2 weeks, only averaging 21, leading ball winner with 5. There's Ginnivan, he's already had 3 score involvements and 4. Hawks, though, winning the territory battle 6-2, the inside 50s.
Treloar back on, straight into the middle, back in the middle. Treloar is in there. He sockers this one off the ground. That'll be a free kick against him. He had a great start on Treloar. So Meek with the free kick, gives it to the run of Weddle. Weddle has a bounce. He looks up, surveys the 50. He goes long, looking for more. More over the back, can't mark it. Dogs with numbers. Fraser takes it to the ground and will ball it up 15 metres out from goal.
Did well more there. He had O'Donnell with him, and it looked like a complete mismatch, but able to bring the ball to ground. And I reckon Hawthorn would have been concentrating on that during the week.
It's run up in the right part of town, about 15 metres out from the Hawks' goal.
Shut up. Lloyd. Tim.
You taking the caps off those binoculars yet, Brandon?
Coming straight back.
I'm not sure what happened, Isaac, but they certainly weren't seeing what I needed to see.
No.
Still me.
Right in front of the camera too, which is always a problem. Is Weddle just outside 50, left foot ball back to the hot spot. Pack forms around it. Gunston came off the leg. It's just whether it was above the knee or below the knee. What did you see, Izzy?
Well, it looked like it was right off the knee, but
The knee roll. He's got the knee roll.
Yeah, is that a goal or not a goal?
Umpire's call was not line.
It's above the knee.
No, it touches the knee here.
Above the knee of the Hawthorn attacker before crossing the goal line. Decision on the scoreboard.
So there's knee in that, though.
So on the Harvey Norman replay, but if yearly clearance is on now, don't miss unbeatable deals on tech, furniture, bedding and more. Go Harvey Norman. Best brands, best prices guaranteed. One behind.
What is
the patella?
What is the actual? Does it have to be below the knee?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think knee or above is considered not part of the lower leg.
All kick outs so far have been to the outer side, and Bailey Dale goes there looking, and he can't find anybody, but because he played on, the ball won't be out of bounds on the full, they'll have a throw in on the outer side.
A bit like cricket, if it gets you above the knee roll, you know, you probably got it in your favour and you're not going to refer it, but at time, above the knee roll is a
Guess depends where you're playing, how much bounce there is. Back leg, front
your
leg.
height as well. If it hits me anywhere, it's probably out.
McGuinness to Nash. Sorry to break that up in the back row. Inside forward 50, might be a Chol. Fends one off. Looked for more, couldn't get him. Bailey Dale picked it up. Right foot, that's a good kick. Found Bailey Williams.
Outside 5. Outside 5.
So the two Baileys combined. The other Bailey, he's gone to Geelong, so he won't be getting on the end of this one.
Play on.
Bailey Williams from half back. Big ball to centre wing. And an easy mark taken by Battle.
Play on.
Needs to change direction quickly, Josh Battle. Hawks by 7 points.
Outside 5.
Triple M Drummond Golf scoreboard after 13 minutes. Opening quarter at Marvel Stadium. Aim on.
Play on.
507 metres gained last week when they lost to Collingwood.
Stand.
Shares with a kick wide to Morrison.
Play on.
Now back in ball to
Outside
Amon.
5. Play on.
Medallion club wing. Hawthorn patiently build this up. Butler back into the team after 418 days with a broken leg. Gave it to Weddle. Tucks it under the arm. Runs. Carries. Bumps away. Hawks have come to play tonight. They're 3-2-20. Bulldogs 1-1-7. Triple M Drummond Golf scoreboard.
Well, his acceleration there was on full display, but the salad just makes it look even better. The mullet flapping in the wind at Marvel is a sight to behold, but that was beautiful from him. He was part of the first chain to switch the ball to the open side, and as soon as he hit that kick, Weddle knew that he was going to get on the end of a handball received back through the middle of the ground, and the seas parted for the mulleted man, and he ran all the way across the paint of 50 and slotted it beautifully. That's Hollywood Hawks.
And with Weddle, past 4 rounds, Kate, third-rated player at the Hawks. As you know, he's playing all over the ground, 68% defence, 31% across mid and forward, averaging 19 disposals. He's picked up 4 already in that major.
Yeah, he's playing all over the ground. He did defence, midfield and forward all in that one play, Tuman.
Great goal from Weddle. The Hawks, as Jack said, have come to play. And Butler gets one out of the middle, left foot. Inside forward, 50 and another mark taken by McDonald. So the Dogs just look off a little bit at the moment, and the Hawks could extend their lead out to 19 points.
Yeah, well, the Doggies came off the bye, and the Hawks would have been breathing fire, and it looks like that at the moment. You've got pressure ratings, Stu-Man?
Certainly have. They're currently going at 187. Previous 2 weeks, 157.
It was a good take by McDonald. It wasn't easy, and he'll kick from on the 50. Kick on the way, gun barrel straight. The Hawks have got 4. They've opened this game nicely, and they lead by 19.
Well, centre-bounce clearance. It'll be interesting to get the numbers from you, Chu, but at the moment it looks like the Hawks are absolutely dominating. Yes, they are. 4 Hawthorn, 1 for the Bulldogs. So the Bulldogs had the first centre clearance for the game. The next 4 have all gone Hawthorn's way. So damaging when they're able to get a clean clearance like that. Butler, very impressive, getting that clearance, kicking it forward to a genuine one-on-one, and too good.
4-2 in the first 18 minutes. Sam Mitchell was really strong during the week about what he expected from this team.
So what the Bulldogs need to make sure at this centre clearance that they don't lose it. It's either a secondary stoppage or they win it. They cannot allow Hawthorn to exit straight out the front again.
For McDonald's and Ream Hotwater, Triple M rocks footy. Good bounce from umpire Rosebery. Joel climbs all over Karmas. Warple had his kick smothered. Trelaw quickly boots a ball to centre half forward. Vandermeer fell over. Umpire says play on. Now handball away from Williams, but stolen by Hardwick. They've got all the answers so far, Hawthorn. Warple links up with Gunston on the wing.
Back 5 metres.
Just a little bit sloppy at the moment, the Dogs, and the Hawks are very clean. Gunston on centre wing.
Moving on.
Movement comes into the middle of the ground. The kick was a little finger breaker to Hardwick. Hardwick dived down and marked the footy. And now looks, and he can't find a teammate. Morrison was going back, but Lobb saw the danger, went back with the flight, took the mark at half back. He's on the defensive 50. And the Dogs need to get moving.
Play on.
4 of the first 5 goals to the Hawks. Lobb, that's a low darting ball. Jarman Impey. Jarred free from him. Williams wants to get his hands free.
Managed to get a kick away too. Ward their first battle. 50-50 handball back in board. Nash stood up in the tackle. Got his kick away. Umpire says that he'll pay that. Gunston marks. Hawks by 19 points. Gunston back in board again with another in-swinger. That one a little bit too risky. Dogs take the advantage and play on. Good heads-up play from Sanders to Vandermeer at centre half forward. Kick was smothered. Excellent work from Josh Battle. He got a hand in, and Hawthorn can get going the other way through McDonald.
And get going they do to the outer side. Picked up nicely by Moore. Fed the ball back. D'Ambrosio. Only one target forward, and that is a young man who's played well so far in Butler. So Sam Butler, 70 metres out from goal. Outer side, slow build-up. Dogs get numbers back. Butler goes long. Marbia Choles back there. Ball comes to ground. Front of that was Warple. Warple's got some space. Handball came out. Jarred free. Bailey Williams needs to be clean. He was. He got the handball out. Now Morrison came in. He's tackled by Kennedy. And the ball is out of bounds. And the Hawks are hot.
I reckon you can work out what Sam Mitchell said this week behind closed doors. Take it on, use your strengths. Weddle, run through the middle of the ground, kick a goal. Gunston's tried to rip through two through the middle. And Ramsden, they've got him down deep so they can just bomb it in long if they're going too quick.
Isaac Smith for Seabus Super. Nash from the stoppage. Left foot snap is another one. 5 goals to 1 in the first 19 minutes from the Hawks. This is a very, very nice 25-point lead that they have. Triple M Drummond Golf scoreboard.
Yeah, very impressive. Their ability to just make more of their opportunities. You saw down the other end, Latham Vandermeer. He was in 2 minds whether to give the handball or not to Harms. By the time he makes his decision, because Hawthorn's pressure is on tonight, they come forward, they smother the ball, then they get the opportunity to get inside forward 50, stoppage, goal, but At the moment, that area of the ground that we thought was going to be pivotal, the midfield, it's all in Hawthorn's favour currently.
I'd just say it's attitude at the moment, and we look here at the Harvey Norman. Trelaw's gone to win the ball. Nash has held his spot, able to pick up it clean and take an easy snap on goal. But you look all over the ground, and Hawthorn's attitude is to take the game on. Western Bulldogs look like they're second-guessing themselves every time they're doing something at the moment.
Just stood on his own at that stoppage and kicked the goal, made them pay. Bontempelli found the ball out to Kennedy. Kennedy looking for Carvis. Ball got out the back and Barris. Handball to Morrison. Morrison on defensive 50. Picked up. Left-hand handball to Jarman Impey. Was almost out of bounds. Bouncing ball. Lob. Had to stand and prop and it favoured Gunston. Gunston was tackled at the ground by Lob. That's a great tackle. And Rory Lob with the light blue hair.
For Freeze MND this weekend, so promoting a good cause with that.
Great cause.
He's a good man, Rory Lobb. Down to half forward, looking for Norton. No mark taken. Ward. Quick kick comes out of the pack towards centre wing, and a nice mark taken by Bramble.
30 games as a Hawk, Lockie Bramble, but he's found a nice home at the kennel. Sets it up about 40 metres away. Weddle came with the fist. Liberatore assessed the situation best. Gave a handball back to Sanders. He's just outside 50. Little extra one to Cleary. High up and under ball. Kick doesn't favour anyone in particular. Bontempelli, who was outmarked by D'Ambrosio. And his 25 point lead for Hawthorn is a good one. Drum and Golf scoreboard.
I like that scoreboard.
Me too.
So D'Ambrosio in the back pocket. He goes wide, and the Dogs should have the numbers out there, but at ground level, Ward just wanted it more. Now they go forward looking for Gunston, and Lobb does it again. They'd be 7 goals down if Rory Lobb wasn't there. He's been good so far.
Just about to say that Brownie is easily the best Bulldog out there. He's saved their bum a couple of times with intercept marks and important tackles.
So Donald, he's on centre wing. Left foot to half forward. Norton from the side, Weddle in from the other side, and just no threats at the moment, the Dogs, and the Hawks will run it out.
What are Josh Weddle's numbers earlier, Ash? He's been everywhere.
Red Z, 5 disposals, 1 major.
As D'Ambrosio goes back to where they started. City side wing. Kicks to a 2-on-1. Dylan Moore got it down to ground level and handballs off to Amon. Moves the ball wide and Max Ramsden, who, as he said, into the team tonight for a long direct target. That's not 15. Moore told to play on to Bramble. Back to Moore on the wing. Bramble again able to run away from his direct opponent. Set it up for Meek, who played from the back. Ball got now front and centre. Nash tried to tap it to a teammate's advantage. Sanders quick by hand. Liberatore a fumble 50 out from his own goal. Bulldogs under all sorts of pressure. Stoppage at centre half forward.
And inside 50 is 12-4 the Hawks' way. The Bulldogs are ranked number 1 for differential at +10. And those first 5 majors for the Hawks kicked inside 19 minutes. That's the quickest ever against the Bulldogs.
Just lacking an edge, lacking some hardness at the moment, the Dogs. They look soft on the edges. The Hawks, unstoppable, but it is early. 25-point margin. Treloar in the middle. Used his body well. Went back, picked it up and handballed to Liberatore, who dumped it on the right foot out towards half forward. Trying to get the ball back out there was Harms. Did well. Got it to Norton. Norton put it on the left. Not a great kick. Sets up Sanders. Ball comes back. Now the Dogs have got some opportunities. Treloar, can he get free? You bet he can to Bontempelli. Bontempelli hooks it. And they're just off. They're just off a little bit, the Dogs. They through for one behind, 139. The Hawks are 5-2-32.
They are just off, but we heard some big names in that play. Treloar, we had Richards, Liberatore, Bontempelli all got their hands on the ball. And that's what they'll be looking to do because they've all been quiet early.
Zach Smith for Seabus Super. Kate McCarthy alongside him. Thursday night footy at Marvel Stadium.
They're off because of the perceived pressure and the pressure that's coming their way from Hawthorn. We spoke about what we thought their training might look like during the week, and that's what they've bought. So it should be no surprise to the Bulldogs, but they're not handling it at the moment.
Just go back to what you were telling us earlier, Ash. Pressure numbers last 2 weeks for the Hawks compared to tonight.
Yeah, so previous 2 weeks going at 157. Tonight, 192. The AFL average, as we know, is 180.
Thanks, Lloyd.
They brought Butler back in from that broken leg. He had 11 tackles in the VFL last week. They're obviously looking to ramp that up, and then they're just taking it on at all costs.
Connor Nash kicks the ball from the back of the stoppage. Rode by Connor McDonald. He runs away. Gunston. There's a short option that he uses and then can move it on quickly. Great hard running from Butler, who gets into the pocket and doesn't mark. Late fist came from Cleary. Desperate defending. And the ball's out of bounds. 25 around from the Hawks' goal.
Some of the quickest ball movement we've seen in a fair few weeks from the Hawks. Getting it and going, using their weapons.
So Bedry throw in. Hawks 50. Meek won it.
Play on the 15, play
Ball
on.
went straight up and down. Bontempelli picked it up. Nice handball to English. English, defensive 50 towards centre wing. Barrister at best and fished it out of bounds on the outer side. It's on centre wing. 5-2-32 the Hawks. 1-2-8 the Dogs. It's been a fast start by the Hawks. 3 minutes 25 to go in this first quarter. Ginnivan, Chol, Weddle, McDonald and Nash, all the goal scorers, and Williams has one for the Dogs.
Kicked 3 in a row, the Hawks. So we wind down towards quarter time. Pack of players around this ball on the wing. Richards breaks away again, kicks on his right foot. Norton overruns the ball. Davidson for the Bulldogs accepts. Morrison tackles him and he tried to work his way through the tackle. Umpire said he had it for long enough. And Harry Morrison in possession and defensive 50 for the Hawks. Goes with a narrow kick. And Seamus Mitchell back into the team as well. First game of the season. He's had some good form in the VFL. Goes in ball to Ward.
Ward been in good form himself. He's at half back. That's a low darting ball to Nash. Probably not 15. The umpire gave him the benefit of the doubt.
Stay with him, Ed. Stay with him.
Down to 2 minutes 40. Nash goes wide. Just slowing it up at the moment, the Hawks. Who's leading all ball comers, Ash?
Josh Weddle for the Hawks with 7 disposals in the goal, and for the Bulldogs 7 to Williams and Bontempelli.
Mitchell got it back and went to half forward. Meeks there. So too Ramsden. Off hands Bontempelli. Handballed it out. And now the Dogs can run and carry. Can they get something going? Looking for Norton. Been out of sorts so far tonight. Fisted away from him. Harms. Teeth glistening in the night sky. He can't take it with him. On the bottom of that pack was Harms again. Norton tried to take the ball with him. Couldn't do it. And now Amon. A high up and under ball on the outer side. It's wide. And it's out of bounds on the full.
Sorry, Nate, leading or what? Sorry? Or ball comers?
Ball comers, yes. Ball getters, I believe. Even. And you said Weddle had the most, yeah?
Spot on, Brownie.
I picked up what you were putting down, Brownie.
English goes up the line with his kick. Kate does not miss a thing.
No.
Mark plays direct opponent.
Stay with him, Buku.
Sharp as attack in the back row.
Oh, yeah.
People like Steve Russell for specials.
Stand, James. Stand.
Massimo D'Ambrosio holds this ball up. Short kick again. Hawthorn have just been happy to be patient.
Outside 5.
Wait for the right option. And attack the scoreboard, which they've been doing. 5-2-32 to the Bulldogs 1-2-8. We've got a minute and 15 left. Still plenty of time for Hawthorn as they head forward. McGuinness plays from the back of the pack. Fist comes from O'Donnell of the Bulldogs. Knocks that ball towards the boundary line. Richards can't keep it in, and it's out of bounds.
Rux, Tim and Lloyd.
So Luke Beveridge looks to exit the box with a minute to go. He looks very upset. So boundary thrown on the outer side. It's been a slow couple of minutes. It's been a fast start by the Hawks, but they're just trying to own this ball on the outer side and get to quarter time with this handy lead. Richards with the 1-2. Left foot darting ball. Kennedy at half forward. Can they move it? Can they get a late one, the Dogs? They need something. Liberatore's on. Goes longer than him. Norton getting back with the numbers of the Dogs. Norton got a handball out. Fraser flicked it out. McNeil can't do it. And Morrison stood in the way. And down to 33 seconds.
Just look a bit frustrated, some of the Western Bulldogs players, Kate.
Yeah, well, they're kicking very poorly at the moment. Their kicking efficiency going at 54%, so they just cannot connect. But that might have something to do with Hawthorn's pressure, which is currently sitting at 204.
And Kennedy squares up with a kick to Cleary and has to dive down and try and trap the footy. As soon as he did, Sam Butler got him. Clock down to 10 seconds. Probably not time for the Hawks to score from here. The Bulldogs will need something special. It's going to be thrown up 75 metres away from their goal.
Play on.
Richard shimmies a handball away, and Morrison will finish up with it for the quarter. Sam Mitchell will be ultra impressed with what his team has put out there in the opening 30 minutes of tonight's game. They lead at quarter time, 5-2-32 to the Western Bulldogs, 1-2-8 on the Triple M Drum and Golf scoreboard. You've got Isaac Smith and Kate McCarthy who will pull this game apart on the other side of this. Nat Unides downstairs, Ash Stewart with all the numbers, Nate Brown, Jack Heverin. This is where you want to be on a Thursday night. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter for Drum and Golf, Australia's biggest winter sale now on, in-store and online.
For McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
Macca's new McSmart meal is here. Get a cheeseburger, small fries and soft drink, plus your choice of side for just $6.95. T's and C's apply.
Yeah, it's been a long week. Now, it's finally time to put your feet up and watch your team work hard to bring home the win. Seabus Super is on your team too, working hard to provide strong, long-term returns for after the final whistle. Seabus Super, making hard work pay off. Read the PDS and TND to decide if Seabus is right for you. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
Hi, Rodney Jane here. Pocket even more savings at Bob Jane T-Marts. We've got Bridgestone free, Yokohama free, Kumho free. How? Simply buy 3 and the 4th tyres free. Get up to $150 instant cashback on selected Pirelli and Bridgestone tyres. Plus, receive an e-gift card up to $150 when you buy 4 selected BF Goodrich tyres. Give us a call or shop online today. At Bob Jane T-Marts, we'll look after you. T's and C's apply.
She thought it was true love. He looked at her. Handsome. Nice watch. Then he just started firing questions. How much do you earn? What are your assets? Why do you need my money? It was then she realised he was a bank and would never understand her business. Red Z knows when you need a loan, you need someone that understands the self-employed. With love from Red Z. Speak to your broker or visit redz.com. Red Z. Backing those who back themselves. Australian credit licence 311128.
Go Harvey Norman half-yearly clearance. Up to 20% off clearance mobile phones and up to 30% off Windows 11 computers. All the big brands on sale. Save $100 on Westinghouse 7.5 kilo front-load washer and save $400 on Dyson V11 stick vac. Shop hot deals on discounted lounges, dining, outdoor furniture and barbecues. Plus big brand mattresses, bedroom furniture, kids furniture, storage pieces and more. Harvey Norman half-yearly clearance. Best brands, best range, best prices guaranteed. Conditions apply.
Yeah, it's been a long week. Now, it's finally time to put your feet up and watch your team work hard to bring home the win. Seabus Super is on your team too, working hard to provide strong, long-term returns for after the final whistle. Seabus Super, making hard work pay off. Read the PDS and TND to decide if Seabus is right for you. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
Hi, Rodney Jane here. Pocket even more savings at Bob Jane T-Marts. We've got Bridgestone free, Yokohama free, Kumho free. How? Simply buy 3 and the 4th tyres free. Get up to $150 instant cashback on selected Pirelli and Bridgestone tyres. Plus, receive an e-gift card up to $150 when you buy 4 selected BF Goodrich tyres. Give us a call or shop online today. At Bob Jane T-Marts, we'll look after you. T's and C's apply.
She thought it was true love. He looked at her. Handsome. Nice watch. Then he just started firing questions. How much do you earn? What are your assets? Why do you need my money? It was then she realised he was a bank and would never understand her business. Red Z knows when you need a loan, you need someone that understands the self-employed. With love from Red Z. Speak to your broker or visit redz.com. Red Z. Backing those who back themselves. Australian credit licence 311128.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Beacon Trade. Lighting, fans, electrical. They've got the gear for every job. Beacon Trade. Let's make light work.
The Hawks have come out fierce tonight. They lead at quarter time, 5-2-32 to the Western Bulldogs. 1-2-8 goal kickers, Nash, Joel, Weddle, McDonald and Ginnivan for Hawthorn, and for the Western Bulldogs, Bailey Williams is their sole goal kicker in the opening term here at Marvel Stadium. Ash Chua, all the first quarter numbers for Red Z Lending.
The inside 50s, 14-7 Hawthorn's way. We look at the pressure numbers. They're going at 211. Previous 2 weeks only at 157. Their tackle numbers, previous 2 rounds only averaging 37 per game. They've racked up 18 alone in this first quarter. And Josh Weddle, 7 disposals and a goal for the Bulldogs, 9 to Matty Kennedy.
And boundary side for Bob Jane T-Mart's Nat Unides.
Jack, a real sense of urgency about the Bulldogs coach down here at ground level. Bevo got down here in record time. All right, things are going well. Give me a break. We're not on tally today. Hey, he's keen to maximise the amount of time that he has to talk to his players. Hopefully he doesn't get tongue-tied like me. I suspect he has plenty to say to them after that pretty awful first quarter performance.
Isaac Smith, Kate McCarthy for Seabus Super, making hard work pay off. They asked for a response, the Hawks, and they got one.
Yeah, well, it's no surprise what we saw from Hawthorn. It shouldn't have been a surprise to the Bulldogs either, but a little bit too much second to the footy, but couldn't withstand the pressure. So teams are going to come at you at different times during the game, but the Bulldogs really struggled to get any ascendancy in and around the football. They couldn't wear the pressure, so the kicking efficiency, as Chu said, 22% differential in that kicking efficiency. So the uncontested marks for me, their ability to Hawthorn to spread this ground and make it really hard for the Bulldogs to defend was the difference in that first term, plus 12 in that area. So Bulldogs having to work really hard to get the footy back, and when they did, they were under a whole lot of pressure from Hawthorn.
Yeah, I thought Hawthorn showed their hand pretty early with having Ransden playing and playing deep. They showed their hand that they wanted to play quickly, and that's exactly what they did. They took handballs on, they went through the middle of the ground, and they forced it to get those 14 inside 50s. I was interested with the Doggies, and Brownie mentioned it before the bounce, that their best player this season, Ed Richards, started off half back. You would have thought he would have been in the guts and get the game going, so it'll be fascinating to see this quarter.
5-2-32 the Hawks. The Western Bulldogs 1-2-8. First 5 minutes of this quarter going to be very interesting from a Dogs point of view. For McDonald's and Ream Hotwater, Triple M Rocks footy. The English try to bat that ball down to Bontempelli. Oh, bounced off his head. And the Hawks get it back. Newcomb standing next to the centre circle, kicks it low and flat. They've got that dirty yellow and red footy out there again. It's quite hard to see. Warple, base of this pack, 50 out from goal.
Do we have binoculars up there, Brownie? Can we see? Or?
Thanks. Tim,
working a little bit better now, Isaac. Thanks for your concern. Triple M Red Z Lending earning their money tonight. So another ball up on the 50. Ash is with us as well. Triple M Red Z Lending.
Right, Tim.
I thought they must have supplied the binoculars.
Oh, he was having to dig at us in the back.
Just getting the sponsors in. They pay their money. So Bailey Dale, quick handball. Liberatore as well. Sanders, the Dogs. Great tackle by Marbia Chol. And they hold it up on the point of the square. And the Hawks get over to Marbia and say, well done, big boy.
Back this way, Tim.
How good's Drummond Golf is in Cape.
The desperation of you two.
Just want to throw that out there.
With Callaway there.
Fraser. And they stopped that. They stopped everything. Gardner. First game of the season for the Bulldogs. Found it hard to get a spot in this team. This handball just wide of Davidson at half back.
What are Davidson's numbers, Ash?
Davidson's statless. Just the one tackle.
Are you feeling that?
I think he needs to get a move on. Played a whole quarter without touching it. It's almost impossible in modern day footy.
Played every game this year. There he is tackling Warple.
Not 15.
Not 15. Bontempelli spikes that ball forward with a big fist to the wing. Ricochets off some hands. Richards trying to force his way through and eventually did.
Barris will chase it. You want the boundary, he hopes, but it turns back the other way, puts pressure on himself, and now he's like a rugby scrum. And he just wanted that ball to go to ground, and he got it eventually. The umpire will ball it up. Early stages, second quarter. The Hawks 5 goals to 1 in that first. They lead by 24 points. Umpire elevates the footy. Newcomb did well. Went through full-chested. Only as far as Fraser. Fraser, an inside-out barrel. And Jarman Impey, beautiful slips catch on the second. And he wants to go through the middle.
Good kick too. Aggressive one to Ginnivan. He kicked the first of the night a minute in.
Behind you, Mark.
He was held up professionally by Bailey Dale. Did well not to give away a 50. So Ginnivan kicks to Morrison, city side wing. Amon able to get back onto his left foot, drive the ball into the pocket for Chol. Extends, no mark, able to rove his own ball and then look very casual about it, Mabs, as if he'd stopped. Moore hoiks the ball into the pocket. Ricochets off the hands of Lobb, then Bontempelli quickly kicks a high ball out of defensive 50 and Bailey Williams marks on his chest.
Not a lot to go to. Barra's playing the goalkeeper, a kick and a half up the field. And Bailey Williams still undecided. The Hawks defensively a lot better than last week. Norton leads up. What's he got to go to? Looking for Vandermeer. He couldn't mark it. Hardwick went head first, got the ball out. Battle got to Warple. Another one to Moore. Now they run and carry the Hawks. Jarman Impey turned around in a tackle, but he lost the tackle. Shrugged it nicely back to Warple. Warple inside forward 50, but standing in the way is Fraser. Or it's O'Donnell. O'Donnell on the left.
Chaotic start to this second quarter from both teams, wanting to move the ball really quickly. The Bulldogs can't move it quickly though, because Barras is down the line, as you said, Brownie, before, and then Hawthorn, they're just getting and gunning it, going as quickly as they can to try and catch the Bulldogs' defence napping.
Just as Kate said, they didn't want to kick it in the direction of Barras because he's there on the spot. Knocked it away from Norton. Chalor though, right place, right time. Little chip over the top, and Sanders has got it 53 metres out from the Bulldogs' goal. He's too far out to score. He sees a couple of options that he likes in the corridor, and he finds one of them in Kennedy. 45 out directly.
Been in good goal kicking form, Ash.
14 majors for the season, Kennedy. 64% converted from the set shot as well, career-wise.
It's a beautiful kick to open up the open side for Kennedy to just pop in and take that mark too.
Something look at Marby or Chol and Harvey Norman. We'll get back to that in a moment. Kennedy squeezes it through. The Bulldogs get the first of the second quarter. They're 2-2-14. Hawthorn 5-2-32. Triple M beacon trade scoreboard.
Yeah, that was really nicely worked there by the Doggies down this close wing to us. They're able to just move the ball, and it's probably their best passage of the play for the night, to be honest, and then a beautiful centre inside. But we just saw on the Harvey Norman there, that Chol incident was really awkward. I'm not sure what Choley was trying to do. He sort of tucked his head under Lenny's own head into the turf, and then all the way from the Bulldogs player came on top.
It was dangerous, and he made it dangerous.
Yeah,
it
was quite bizarre. I think it looked like he was trying to draw a free kick. I'm not sure. I'm actually not sure what he was trying to do, to be honest.
A couple of prime movers of the Dogs starting to get going, Ash.
And Kennedy is the number one ranked player, 10 disposals of the goal. Richards getting busier with 9 touches, along with Bont also with 9.
Isaac, what do you do if you're the coach of the Boyster Bulldogs and Barras is just down the field the whole time behind the football and you've got nobody to kick to?
Well, the ability to move the ball, Doggies coming out of defence, that's their strength. So they should be changing the angles and pulling him apart. They should be making him look like a statue down the line.
So the kick out of the middle, Riley West unstopped the moment. Lockie Neal got the handball up. Bontempelli ran through. Riley West, left foot snap, misses. Would have been a great back-to-back effort.
Jarman, just give me the box.
We're going to have a score review.
I believe it's behind. Just want to check some. Yeah. Score review. Umpire's call is a behind. Please check which side of the post it went over.
And Kate, can you see who Barras is coming off at the moment? Is it Aaron Norton? He seems to be on his own a lot, Aaron Norton, at the moment.
Review complete.
Would you get a message
Looking
out
at
to
this
Norton?
angle, you see the ball crosses the line on the inside of the behind post. Decision on the scoreboard.
Yep. That's exactly the matchup at the moment. Norton's trying to get attacking sort of further up the ground, so Barras is happy to just let him wander up the ground knowing that they go and there's no one to him. I'd swap it up. I'd go Buku Karmas needs to follow Tom Barras everywhere on the field and just make his life difficult and see what they do.
I like it.
That's our queen, Kate McCarthy, for Seabus Super. Making hard work pay off. Good mark. Strong mark by Meek in the pack.
Clear up.
How's the ruck duel been so far, is he? Lloyd Meek and Tim English?
No, it's 50-50. Both had a couple of shots on goal, both taking some strong marks.
Kicks to a pack at half forward. All the Bulldogs flew, which meant that Morrison stayed down for Hawthorn. At left half forward, gets back onto his right foot. Nash in a one-on-one. He's a strong man. The Irishman can't mark. Bulldogs player down behind play two.
Harms.
Connor McDonald tackled straight away by Fraser.
Looks really sore here, Armsy. Oh no, he's a tough boy.
A bit of a corky, I think. He looks fine. Ball up 15 metres out from the Hawks' goal. The Dogs have done all the attacking this quarter. socketed out of the pack towards the boundary line. Gunston kept it in, turned him around. It's like he was 19 again, top of the square. Didn't go for goal. Meek was there. Ramsden over the top. Liberatore handballs to Kennedy. And now Richards. Where can they go? This is where the Hawks have been so good. They just don't allow them out. Not going to allow them out again as Battle outmarks Karmas on the other side. He squares it up to Jarman Impey. Pretty much every player ahead of Jarman Impey at the moment.
Got aerial dominance here. Hawthorn, whether it's defensively or in their forward 50, they look most likely in the air.
Impey keeps it low. Scholl seems to have recovered from that incident a couple of minutes ago. Kennedy on defensive 50 for the Bulldogs. Kicks it back into the corridor to the returning Butler, who's been good. By hand to Battle. Left foot ball from a standing start. Lob unable to mark. Ball fell into the arms of Meek and he couldn't get a handle away. What are the marks, Tuban? Red Z Linden?
The marks for Triple M Red Z plus 13 to the Hawks, 38 to 25.
So look at the Harvey Norman replay. It looked like Harms was just knee in the back of his head, and then Marbio Chol fell on him after that. So he would have been a sore boy. Now the Dogs under pressure in the back pocket. The high up and under ball came from Bramble. Get underneath that and mark it if you can. Norton had a good crack at it. Vandermeer at ground level. Couldn't take it with him. Warple whipped it out towards Nash. Tumble it inside forward 50, but only the Dogs are there. This game the last couple of minutes has been played at Hawthorn's half forward line until now where Vandermeer gets the handball and the run and carry to Williams.
He's got Bailey Williams, as Brownie said. Handballing ball to Bontempelli. Didn't find him initially, but the champ good enough to make it work. Up and under, kick into the pocket. Hardwick got a fist on him. It didn't clear the area. Karmas, clever kick. Didn't blaze away. Saw that Harms was in a little bit of space and finds him at the top of the goal square.
Well, Marcus Bontempelli picked up that ball that was sort of halfway up his shin, running at full speed. He made that look so much easier than it was. It was a poor handball back inside. Under pressure, picks it up cleanly, throws it on the boot, gets it to Karmas' advantage, and then credit to Karmas for squaring that ball up too to Harms.
4 goals in round 7, James Harms. Hasn't kicked a goal since then. He's got his first of the night now. A couple in a row here for the Bulldogs, and after 10 minutes, they've got it back to an 11-point difference. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Oh, he's just risen from the dead there after we saw the Harvey Norman replay. Harms there and kicked a goal, but Bulldogs, they moved the ball a lot better. They were able to absorb Hawthorn's spare defender. It wasn't Barris this time. It was Hardwick that was getting in that position. But the way they used the ball, short kicks, short handballs, forcing the Hawthorn defenders to come up, meant that then they were going into equal numbers, and then eventually were able to find a spare inside 50. So hats off to Bulldogs there.
Blake Hardwick would like his time again, taking the mark instead of spoiling the football.
Yeah, needed to grab that, didn't he? Didn't make a play at it properly, and just having a look at him chat to the doctor there, it looks like Harms was describing a bit of a stinger with pins and needles down his arm. So I think that's why he got back to life so quickly.
Time to get to Nat down on ground levo.
Oh, you've been waiting for that, haven't you?
I was lucky I got it out cleanly.
I got nothing.
Stand.
So, Bailey Dale at half back. Wants to run and carry and does through the middle of the ground looking for Treloar.
What just happened?
Bontempelli got it to Richards. All the big boys are involved. Ball could get out the back to Riley West, but Weddle did well. Weddle clears the area. Bontempelli being held. Didn't get a free kick. McGuinness. Now Marbio Chol on centre wing. Game just changing a little bit. The Dogs are moving. Ward, short ball.
Not 15 for Battle. That is just the 15 metres. And Ward with the follow-up run. Left foot kick from half forward. He's a good user. He didn't waste that one, and McGuinness marks 49 metres out from goal. Hawthorn haven't scored, Kate, since the 18-minute mark of the first quarter.
Been able to withstand a little bit more, and you can see they're moving the ball a little bit differently in this second term, the Bulldogs, and they've been able to shut down that run and gun ever so slightly, but they're still having a shot on goal here, Hawks.
Played as the sub last week, Finn McGuinness. He's going to run around on the angle. It's a tumbly ball. It was ordinary off the boot. The Bulldogs can take it away. Harms had to kick quickly, and he did.
He's looking for Riley West, the smallest man out there, so going to come back with interest. Hardwick over the top. He's a big kick of the footy. He stands about 60 out. He'd have to kick at 65. But if he could give himself an arc and set it up, he doesn't go for it. He does set the ball up. Front of the pack, Ginnivan just read it nicely, smothered off the boot by Fraser. Frazier, tackle to the ground, wants to get it out, and he does. Dangerous footy, 50-50 ball. Tackle laid by Harms, and we'll have a ball up 45 metres out from the Hawks' goal. It's an 11-point lead, 5-2-32. The Dogs are 3-3-21.
They've been able to turn the momentum here a bit. Hawthorn hold the ball inside their forward 50. Pressure Bulldogs 2.23 at the moment, so they're feeling it, the Hawks.
We'll get some numbers from you in a moment, two-man. Red Z lending, Newcomb. Little handball to Nash. His kick was smothered. Then Frazier bangs it on the boot from half-back into the centre of Marvel Stadium. Karmas was assembled, knocked away from him. Nash with a handball to Ginnivan, who can give an extra run reward. Got to 50 out, and again, unselfish play from the Hawks. Could have easily gone himself, Josh Ward, and instead lays it off to Max Ramsden directly in front.
Yeah, very unselfish play. Again, though, Barras coming over the top with the spoil. But Ward, running at full pace, he would have thought he could have a shot, but then really good presence of mind to steady the feet and hit that off. It's not that easy a kick to hit when you're running at full speed, one like that, but really nice touch on it.
15 goals in 9 games this year in the VFL, Max Ramsden. And he's got his opportunity tonight in the bright lights of Thursday night footy. Left footer. Slides it left.
Max.
Chance goes begging. 5-3 the Hawks. Bulldogs 3-3. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Well, they were getting smashed to clearance, the Hawks. Bulldogs were up 5-1 until the last centre clearance. Hawthorn were able to get it and own the footy in their half, so it's now on Bulldogs to turn it.
Rory Lobb plays on and smacks it straight up the middle. Barras over the top takes the mark. Not sure he held onto it for long enough, but the umpire was generous tonight. He was very generous on that one. So Barras had Weddle running around for the handball, elected not to go there. Now he goes with a long left footer. It's a high ball, looking for Chol. Front of the pack, McGuinness. Got the handball out, Ginnivan tracked it. So too to Buku Karmas. Ginnivan had him, he'll have a ball up, Ash Chua.
Inside 50s Brownie this quarter, 12-4 Hawthorn's way, but they've only kicked the one behind in this term, the Hawks. Bulldogs 2 goals, 1 from those 4 entries.
Nice work as always from the two-man. Red Z lending, loans for the self-employed. Dale, an aggressive kick into the centre square. West didn't mark initially, but Hardwick didn't knock it away from him. Had Harms driving by, he's kicked one already, just outside 50, needs to hit the kick into the pocket and misses Vandermeer. Weddle left his man and gets it out of bounds. Throw in right forward pocket.
Oh, that's a big miss from Harmsy there. Vandermeer and Barras running back inside 50.
He was filthy, Vandermeer.
Vandermeer looked like an F1 car and Barras looked like a monster truck. He was putting that much space on him there, so he just had to hit the kick earlier and Vandermeer would have been able to run onto it.
Karmas to do the ruck work. Ramsden beat him to it. Newcomb handball to D'Ambrosio. He released the 50, goes wide. Gardner in best position, couldn't mark it, well done by Meek, puts it 30 rows back with a boundary throw in on centre wing. So opportunity goes missing for the Dogs at one end, and now on centre wing the ball up. Throw in.
Marcus Bontempelli comes from the ground. What are his numbers, Ash? The Bont, Red Z lending.
12 disposals and 5 score involvements.
Throwing on the wing. Right in front of us, Triple M commentary box. Warple and Harms at the base of that pack.
Thank you.
What's been better from the Bulldogs, Kate McCarthy, in this second quarter?
Ball use, been able to hit targets with their kicking efficiency, greatly improved from the first term.
Ball's out. Yeah.
Buttore got it out. Fossick for it. And Kennedy up and under kick. Play on the call, still on the wing. D'Ambrosio tried to get back around onto his left foot. Got a problem now. Harms had it, lost it, then got it back again. Handball Davidson, 75 out from the Bulldogs goal. Sanders keeps it moving forward and it just rolls inside 50. It's all Hawthorn at ground level. Ginnivan, quick release handball for Hardwick.
Now they want defence into attack. They go wide to McDonald. The race is on with Bramble. McDonald got there first. Handball it back towards Weddle. Weddle chips it up the line. And they find it nicely to Battle. Battle plays on, looking for Butler, fisted away from him. McDonald on the end of it though. Lucky one for the Hawks. Ball it out the back. Adam Treloar, left-hand handball to Lobb. Lobb goes backwards to Cleary. McKennedy now went back onto his right, then had to go onto his left. Screws one around, but only as far as Gunston. Mistakes everywhere at the moment, and Gunston looks up inside forward 50. It's an open 1-2. Marbia Chol couldn't mark it at the back. Karmas has gone forward, now back. Top of the square, Sanders. And Gardner relieves the area, but straight back to the Hawks.
Inside 50s this quarter, Ash Red Z lending. Here's another one. Aim on, into the pocket. Finds a target in Dylan Moore.
13-6 Hawthorn's way, but the Hawks just the one behind in this term.
That's good. Well, Tom, stay there.
With their ball movement too, the Bulldogs, they're trying to open up this open side of the ground, but the team that was best set on the open side of the ground was Hawthorn, so that wasn't the option, because as soon as they won it back, there were Hawks ready to go inside forward 50. A number of them could have taken that mark.
11-9 for the season so far. Well down, Dylan Moore. Based off his output from last year, he's going to have another one go begging. 11-10 for the season now. Hawks 5-5, Bulldogs 3-3, Triple M, Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Quick play on from Bailey Dale, found Cleary, and now Liberatore, and they're at defensive 50 already. Dale kept running, Liberatore famed to go with him, but now he chips the footy towards the boundary line, and Bailey Dale eventually gets it. What are his numbers, Ash?
Bailey Dale, 10 disposals, 250 metres gained.
How many did he have a couple of weeks ago?
49, most of any Bulldogs player in their history.
And that record was broken over Ryan Griffin.
Ryan Griffin,
yeah,
47 numbers.
Yep. I can't believe they didn't get him to 50.
There's one other player involved in that.
Was it Jack McRae?
Yes.
Yes, Jack McRae.
Good pickup.
Well done.
Like Izzy in the back row, doesn't miss a thing.
No.
Ball on centre wing, Liberatore and Nash will have another ball up. So 21 plays 34. The Hawks lead by 13 points. 6 minutes 20 to go before half-time.
Ramsden doing the ruck work for Hawthorn. Looks a bit more certain than Ash did about 20 seconds ago, if I'm being honest. Just gave a stat and then you just doubted yourself, Ash, didn't you?
Yeah, that happens quite frequently for Red Z.
When it was on the way out. 3-3-21 the Dogs. Hawks 5-4-34. Colin Ash has had a good game so far. Long up the line to the wing. Gunston and Lobb's been a good duel. Bailey Dale spun out of trouble to Cleary. By hand to Liberatore, turns around and blazes to half forward. Norton tried to get rid of his man. No call from the umpire. Karmas lost it, stolen away by Davidson. Just outside 50, looks laterally. Didn't waste it. And Matt Kennedy, who's already got one from a similar position, lines up 48 out directly in front.
It was a much better contest from Norton there. All he has to worry about if the ball comes and he is directly matched up on Tom Barras is that Barras does not take the mark. He worked himself into a good position, got some body on him, brought it to ground. They get a mark inside 50.
This will test his distance. It's not going to make it. It's escorted through for a behind by Lloyd Meek.
This is to the floor. Do you think Carlton realised who they were letting go when they let Matt Kennedy go? But do you also think Bulldogs knew who they were getting?
Yeah, I definitely don't think Carlton knew what they were letting go, and that he had this ability to play the role where he can play through the midfield but then also hit the scoreboard too. So the way that they're using him at the Dogs far surpasses the way they were using him at Carlton, so they get better output.
Long kick in, the Dogs win it back. Bramble, a spiral. Riley West went really nowhere. He jumped into the air but didn't get him any near the football. And now the Hawks, Jarmanimpy, underground handball to Ward. Ward hooks it back, only as far as Bailey Dale. Bramble upset him though, and now the Hawks have got the ball at half back. Newcomb, one-on-one. This will be a race. Marbia Chol and Gardner. Marbia Chol taps it out in front of himself. Look at him go. He'll get on the left. He'll go back and handball. The Hawks should kick it in the end, and they do to Gunston. I thought they'd muffed it up then for a bit. Izzy was crying in the back row, but they get the goal. It would have been much better if Barbie had kicked it, but it's an 18-point lead to the Hawks.
No, I thought you were on an absolute tear there, Brownie. I thought that was a good call, and Charlie did everything he could to stuff you up. I'm not sure what he was doing.
I was just about to call him kicking a great goal on his left, and he handballed it until he missed the target.
I don't think he's ever been that unselfish in his life. Gave it off to Gunston, handballed it behind him. Gunners had to go back, find it, dodge a couple of guys and whack it through on the right, but yeah, he nearly sold you down the river there.
I think the execution of the handball might be why Big Mavs doesn't handball a whole lot, because it went nowhere near where it needed to, but Gunston still cool, calm and collected, picked it up and snapped it over the shoulder.
What about, just wasn't expecting the handball is part of my call.
And what about the cruising speed of Chol? When the ball was coming, he was like, mate, put the jets on.
First goal since the 18-minute mark of the first quarter for the Hawks. Brownie was eyeing off a really nice call to go on the socials tomorrow morning as well. Macca's moment.
I'm loving it moment.
Check this one out on Instagram for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy. Warple with a spiralling ball puts Hawthorn back inside 50. And tackled by Kennedy. Ball jars free. Ward waiting for it for the Hawks from centre half forward. Resets a ball that's hit at speed by Newcomb. Roves and snaps around the corner. This guy is a jet. Two quick ones for the Hawks. And they give themselves a little bit of breathing room once again. 7-4-46 to 3-4-22. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Yeah, he is a jet, Jack. He's an absolute beast of a player, and I love how he goes about it. And he's probably been a little bit off his form of last year, and he stepped back up tonight, and he's cracking in. It's great to see. But Brownie, I reckon you've gone from Elliot Macca's moment to an Amy Klanger. I'm not sure what's going to happen. Maybe Nat's got it with a levo.
Two-man, just quickly on the Red Zeds. Tackles in forward 50. What numbers are we looking at? I know that's an area that Hawthorn has been pretty poor at the last few weeks.
We're all over it, Kate. 8-0 Hawthorn's way.
Wow, well, the ball's been living in there, forward 50 compared to the Bulldogs. If you don't lay a tackle inside your forward 50, it's not going to stay down there for long.
Dogs had multiple opportunities. The Hawks go down and kick two. They're back to a 24-point margin. English kicks the ball out. Sanders, beautiful handball to Ed Richards. But they get the quick reply. Ed Richards, you bet he can. Back to 18 points. Good player, Ed Richards. What are his numbers, Ash?
That's disposal number 15, 5 score involvements and a major.
Yeah, well, we didn't wear the T-shirts this week, but we should have with a performance like that. Ed Richards. A little bit of individual brilliance was what was called upon for the Bulldogs, but they're relying on that a little bit too much. It's their superstars that are having to do too much in this game, so they need to find a happy medium between being able to do things like that out of centre bounce clearance, but giving up a goal back the other way out of centre bounce clearance. So a little bit go for broke, the Bulldogs so far in this game, so just need to level things out.
Did you say he's the number one ranked player on the ground, Chewy?
Ed Richards? No, I didn't. Yeah. But he's starting to soar up the charts.
Give it,
number 3 as we speak.
Give it 10 minutes, he will be. 10 minutes.
Did you get those T-shirts back on?
Something's happened to the algorithm.
You had to at least bring the T-shirts, didn't you? Got to be in the back here somewhere.
Bulldogs.
McDonald's and Ream hot water.
Stand.
Built tough for Aussie conditions when it comes to water heating. Ask your plumber to install a Ream. Risky kick from English. Fraser good enough to make something happen from it though, and then a sweeping handball finds Bailey Williams. Extra one to Vandermeer, just inside 50. Amon waited for him to receive, and then lays the tackle.
Roll off.
Like the move too, Fraser went into the centre bounce there. We've seen him make an impact through the midfield. Hasn't played a lot of time there in the last few weeks since getting their stars back.
Meek wins the tap. Bontempelli left foot bouncing ball. Karmas bounced over the top of everyone. Does it go through for a goal? Battle's claiming touched. The umpire's called a goal, but I think if you go back, I reckon Battle might have touched it.
Yeah, I reckon he might have got a hand on it, but the umpire was having absolutely none of it.
They review them all.
It's unheard of for that guy not to review it either. He loves to score review, that umpire.
They review it.
The beanie might have been in his eyes.
Not a beanie in his eyes.
Battle's upset. The umpire's very, very nervous on the umpire screen at the moment. He is super nervous. He doesn't know where to look at the moment.
Well, the players have set up for a point.
He's looking at all the players going, why aren't you going back to the middle? He's waving the flag. No. Score review. Clearly touched.
It's in his shoulder.
We'll do the footy.
Review complete. Looking at this angle, we can see the ball's touched by the left hand of the Hawthorn defender. Decision on the scoreboard.
I've never seen a more nervous man.
And that was Bond's 200th behind in his career as well.
I like it when they call him though.
That was Marcus Bontempelli. He's 200th behind in his career.
Who's though?
Martin. Marcus Bontempelli.
That's his uncle, Martin Bontempelli.
he would have been anything, that guy.
Only catches up with him at Christmas.
Levo.
Amon from defence. So 4-5-29 the Bulldogs. Hawks 7-4-46. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. Lighting, fans, electrical. They've got the gear for every job. Beacon Trade. Let's make light work.
Rux, Lloyd and Tim.
How did you find out that it was his 200th career behind us? Is that just the sort of prep you do?
No, not at all. Will's thrown it in my ear.
How did you find that, Will?
Anyway, those beanies all for a good cause. MND, King's birthday. Go and buy yourself one.
You see him everywhere at the shops. It's fantastic to see. Everyone gets behind it every single week. English from the back of the stoppage. Carmus was the man he was looking for, but Bramble Weddle, I should say, having some sort of game for the Hawks.
Numbers, Ash.
Josh Weddle, 9 disposals, 300 metres gained and a goal.
Comes to the commentary side looking for Meek. Why not? He's the number 1 rated player on the ground at the moment, Big Meekie. Handball by O'Donnell, couldn't get through the gap he was trying, and then he lays a big tackle. That'll be a free kick against him though. Then it'll go to Newcomb. He's been good, Ash.
14 disposals, 10 contested ball and a goal.
So Newcomb, he looks back, he looks sideways, and eventually he's going to have to kick it down the line. English stands in the way. Gardner as well. Good mark by Gardner. Back in for his first game since 2023, Ash.
Yep, and that's his 3rd touch and first mark.
Well, Ramsden there had the opportunity to spoil that. He's been brought into the side to create a contest. Goes for the mark instead.
Holding Weddle, Hawthorn.
Hawthorn free kick, as you can hear.
I love that. Holding Weddle. Sanders is holding the ball right in front of him. Or is that Weddle, is it?
Yep.
Didn't do the Oppo analysis, maybe.
Umpires mic'd up exclusively. Triple M footy, as always.
Only bloke that was in the contest.
Massimo D'Ambrosio stands at left half back. He's got an option on the 45. And Josh Weddle, who's kicked a goal already, uses Dylan Moore. Clock winds down to 1:25. Hawks happy just to monopolise this ball and chip it around. It's back with Dylan Moore on the wing. And they've successfully burnt about 30 seconds.
The Dogs have done well to keep him this side though, and Moore will have to go down the line. Meek has a run and jump at it. Ramsden in the front. They had the numbers, the Dogs, but all of a sudden it was a 2-on-1 in favour of the Hawks.
Yeah, and that's the time to go for the mark. When you're in front, you've got full shoulders facing the pill.
Ramsden on the left. Meek ran forward, so too Chol. Chol from the side. Big mark by Marbior.
Well, if you get no body on him and let him to sort of do that J hook at the side of the pack and he launches, that is when he can be really damaging. Not a single Bulldogs player got any body across him, got any ability to affect his jump. And he got up higher than the rest of the pack and took a good mark.
If you're the Dogs coaching staff, you're flat with those 2 contested marks. The first one to Ramsden on centre wing, and now this one to Marbior Chol. As the clock ticks down to half-time. He's already kicked one from 48. Left foot on the way. He's a beautiful kick of the footy. Marbior's got 2. And the Hawks, just before half-time, get their lead back out to a very handy 23 points. 52 plays 29. We've got 4 seconds to go before half-time.
Yeah, well, 2 phones. That was his 98th contested mark in his career, Kate.
What is going on?
I'm not sure. AI's infiltrated Isaac Smith's brain.
He's got 2 to go to 100, if you can do your maths there, Jack.
I'm not worried about my maths. I'm more worried about that you are encroaching on Ash Chewer's territory. And I don't know if you've heard, but his brother's a bad bastard, and so is he.
No, these are potential topics and discussion points for our interview stats party, actually, so I'm jotting these down.
What, am I getting an invite?
Absolutely. But will you accept those?
No.
Not.
Lake Boga again, Ash?
Lake Boga Caravan Park, that's the one.
Yep.
Don't miss it.
It's unfortunately busy that weekend. So a couple of seconds, and the siren will sound. Hawthorn take a half-time lead, and it's a good one too. 23 points is their advantage. 8-4-52 to 4-5-29 here at Marvel Stadium. Thursday night footy for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter for Beacon Trade. Lighting, fans, electrical. They've got the gear for every job. Beacon Trade. Let's make light work.
For Ream Hot Water,
Triple M rocks footy.
built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Ream.
Go Harvey Norman half-yearly clearance. Up to 20% off clearance mobile phones and up to 30% off Windows 11 computers. All the big brands on sale. Save $100 on Westinghouse 7.5 kilo front-load washer and save $400 on Dyson V11 stick vac. Shop hot deals on discounted lounges, dining, outdoor furniture and barbecues. Plus big brand mattresses, bedroom furniture, kids furniture, storage pieces and more. Harvey Norman half-yearly clearance. Best brands, best range, best prices guaranteed. Conditions apply.
Go!
Yeah, it's been a long week. Now, it's finally time to put your feet up and watch your team work hard to bring home the win. Cbus Super is on your team too, working hard to provide strong, long-term returns for after the final whistle. Cbus Super, making hard work pay off. Read the PDS and TMD to decide if Cbus is right for you. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
Hi, Rodney Jane here. Pocket even more savings at Bob Jane T-Marts. We've got Bridgestone free, Yokohama free, Kumo free. How? Simply buy 3 and the 4th tyres free. Get up to $150 instant cashback on selected Pirelli and Bridgestone tyres. Plus, receive an e-gift card up to $150 when you buy 4 selected BF Goodrich tyres. Give us a call or shop online today. At Bob Jane T-Marts, we'll look after you.
T's and C's apply.
She thought it was true love. He looked at her. Handsome. Nice watch. Then he just started firing questions. How much do you earn? What are your assets? Why do you need my money? It was then she realised he was a bank and would never understand her business. RedZ knows when you need a loan, you need someone that understands the self-employed. With love from RedZ. Speak to your broker or visit redz.com. RedZ. Backing those who back themselves. Australian credit licence 311128.
Go Harvey Norman half-yearly clearance. Up to 20% off clearance mobile phones and up to 30% off Windows 11 computers. All the big brands on sale. Save $100 on Westinghouse 7.5 kilo front-load washer and save $400 on Dyson V11 stick vac. Shop hot deals on discounted lounges, dining, outdoor furniture and barbecues. Plus big brand mattresses, bedroom furniture, kids furniture, storage pieces and more. Harvey Norman half-yearly clearance. Best brands, best range, best prices guaranteed. Conditions apply.
Yeah, it's been a long week. Now, it's finally time to put your feet up and watch your team work hard to bring home the win. Cbus Super is on your team too, working hard to provide strong, long-term returns for after the final whistle. Cbus Super, making hard work pay off. Read the PDS and TMD to decide if Cbus is right for you. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
Hi, Rodney Jane here. Pocket even more savings at Bob Jane T-Marts. We've got Bridgestone free, Yokohama free, Kumo free. How? Simply buy 3 and the 4th tyres free. Get up to $150 instant cashback on selected Pirelli and Bridgestone tyres. Plus, receive an e-gift card up to $150 when you buy 4 selected BF Goodrich tyres. Give us a call or shop online today. At Bob Jane T-Marts, we'll look after you.
T's and C's apply.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Triple M rocks footy. This halftime break for Specsavers Audiology. Rediscover the joy of everyday sounds with a Specsavers hearing expert today.
Half-time at Marvel Stadium, Thursday night footy. The Hawks taking on the Western Bulldogs, and the Hawks doing it nicely at the moment, 8-4-52. The Dogs are 4-5-29, a 23-point lead at half-time. This is half-time break for Specsavers Audiology. Specsavers Audiology. Rediscover the joy of everyday sounds with a Specsavers hearing expert today. Ash Chua, stats.
These are the positives for the Hawks. So the Bulldogs are number 1 for inside 50 differential at plus 10 tonight. It's 32-18 Hawthorn's way. Lots been spoken about Hawthorn's pressure. So past 2 weeks, they've been averaging 37 tackles for an entire game. They've already racked up 35.5, and their pressure currently at 205 v the previous 2 rounds at 157. You look at the scores from turnover, they've posted 5-3 to 2-2. And the Bulldogs, Brownie, they're number 1 in attack, averaging north of 100 points per game, while Hawks have restricted them to their equal lowest half-time score of the season with a scoreline of 4-5-29. Just some leading ball winners. John Newcomb for the Hawks with 14 and a goal, throwing 6 clearances, 4 out of the centre. Ward with 14 disposals, Dylan Moore 12. Weddle 12 disposals, 1 goal, 329 metres gained. And for the Bulldogs, 16 to Richards, 16 to Matt Kennedy and a goal. Bont with 13. And Liberatore's numbers are down. He's averaging 29 touches this year, which is a PB. He's only had the 10 up to half-time.
Yeah, Triple M Red Z lending stats. A few Bulldogs need to get going. You can now stream every game of Triple M Footy live on the Listener app. Download it now, LISTNR. Isaac Smith is with me on the Super Special comments tonight. How have you seen the first half?
Yeah, it was Am I on here? Yeah, sorry, I wasn't on there. It's been a tale of two different quarters. It felt like Hawthorn absolutely dominated the first quarter, and that was because they'd all started with the centre clearance and then clearance around the ground, which meant they were able to force quick turnovers because their defence was up. It was playing assertive. They were able to get their pressure up to that 200 type number where they'd been sitting at 150 the last few weeks, and then allowed them to get scoreboard pressure on. They changed their structure up. They had Ranson. They brought him in because they wanted to go fast, but they wanted a contest because they weren't getting the contest inside 50 the last few weeks as well. And then Bulldogs early in that second quarter were able to counteract it, and they got on top at all the centre bounces and the clearances. It was 5-1 at one stage there, and Hawks couldn't get their hands on it. So they're playing very similar football when they can both get their games up and going. They just haven't been able to do that at the same time. It felt like Hawks have probably been on top 60% of the time. Doggies sort of got maybe 30% of the time, and then they've just been wrestling there for 10%. So interesting game. I reckon we're going to get a cracking second half. Doggies certainly aren't out of it. But yeah, Hawthorn have thrown some bullets at them.
Well, the Dogs looked like a team who'd had a week off. They'd had the bye. They just looked a bit softer than the Hawks. There was no sharpness to them early. They fumbled a lot. They looked sloppy.
Yeah, they did, and they were second-guessing themselves. We highlighted an opportunity for them to go forward in the first quarter, hesitated a couple of times, turned the ball over, and then you're on the back foot, and then that flows through the whole side. So, yeah, it certainly looked like they'd had a week off, and it certainly, Hawthorn looked like a team that had been under pressure.
So, with the way the Hawks are moving the ball, I look down, I look at Marbio Chol, and if I'm Luke Beveridge, I'm thinking Ryan Gardner is going to be outplayed if there's enough one-on-one. He does look very dangerous, Marbio Chol. Gardner hasn't played for about 2 years and looks a little bit underdone.
Yeah, he does. But I think the thing with the Doggies is their midfield's so powerful. If they can get pressure on and actually start winning the ball more complete in there at the moment, then you don't necessarily have to worry about your defence as much. The problem is at the moment that even when the Doggies win it, they feel under pressure. I don't necessarily reckon they are under pressure. They feel like they're under pressure. They're doing short little hack kicks. Hawthorn are getting the turnover, and then Choli looks like he's out. I feel like if they can get their clearance game up and going a bit better, then they won't have that problem defending.
Choice Hotels around the grounds, get more for your money, so you can check into more, get the lowest price guarantee when you book direct at choicehotels.com. Friday night footy, this is a belter. Adelaide up against Brisbane.
Yeah, it is, and our girl Kate's going to be Friday Night Lights, Channel 7 as well, Brownie. So
I heard that.
If you're tuning in on the TV, obviously if you're on the radio, you're on Triple M, but big night, but it is an absolute belter. I love the way Adelaide are going about their footy at the moment. And
can they win the flag?
If they get a good run at it. I reckon out of everyone that's going for the flag this year, they need to get the best run at it, injury-wise, a good run through September. But yes, they can.
The other big game, Geelong taking on the Gold Coast Suns. Gold Coast haven't played well away this year. They've lost to Brisbane. They've also lost to Richmond here at Marvel Stadium. This is a big game for them.
Yeah, this is a big game. Big game for both of them, I reckon. Whoever wins this really sets up their back half of the year. But as you said, traditionally the Suns haven't been great travellers, and they've tried to change that, and they have changed that this year. So coming down to Geelong, probably, you would argue, the hardest away trip in footy at the moment. So it's going to be a fascinating battle, and I'll be doing that one on Saturday, so I'm looking forward to it.
Amy Clangers, when clangers happen, it is lucky you're with Amy. This is how we saw the first half. Amy Clanger.
Nat Unides.
Jack, a real sense of urgency about the Bulldogs coach down here at ground level. Bevo got down here in record time. All right, things are going well. Give me a break. We're not on tally today.
I can see it's an easy mistake to make, Nat. Levo, Bevo, they sound the same.
I mean, look, you're making out that you're really perfect, Brownie.
Oh.
I'm going to take this for Amy Clanger and up you one right here.
Slowing it up at the moment, the Hawks. Who's leading all ball comers, Ash?
Josh Weddle for the Hawks with 7 disposals in the goal, and for the Bulldogs 7 to Williams and Bontempelli.
Sorry, Nate, leading all what? Sorry? All ball comers?
Ball comers, yes. Ball getters, I believe. Even. And you said Weddle had the most, yeah?
Spot on, Brownie. I'll pick up what you were putting down, Brownie.
Kate does not miss a thing.
No. Doesn't miss a thing, Kate, does she?
Absolutely not. We're all even now, and I think we've got Martin Bontempelli out there as well today, so things are going really well in our box.
Well done, Izzy.
Yeah, thanks.
Nice one. The Hawks at half-time, they've got a handy lead by 23 points, 8-4-52. 4-5-29 are the Dogs. The McDonald's Ream Hot Water, Triple M, Rocks Footy.
That halftime break for Specsavers Audiology. Rediscover the joy of everyday sounds with a Specsavers hearing expert today.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M rocks footy.
Do you know anyone who's had to tackle cancer? Well, this is why, K-Mac, we Dry July.
Go alcohol-free for just 1 month and ask family, friends and workmates to donate to you to help raise some much-needed funds for people tackling cancer.
This July, get involved by signing up today or pouring out some generosity by donating to someone who's going dry. Visit dryjuly.com today.
She thought it was true love. He looked at her. Handsome. Nice watch. Then he just started firing questions. How much do you earn? What are your assets? Why do you need my money? It was then she realised he was a bank and would never understand her business. Red Z knows when you need a loan, you need someone that understands the self-employed. With love from Red Z. Speak to your broker or visit redz.com. Red Z. Backing those who back themselves. Australian credit licence 311128.
Go Harvey Norman half-yearly clearance. Up to 20% off clearance mobile phones and up to 30% off Windows 11 computers. All the big brands on sale. Save $100 on Westinghouse 7.5 kilo front-load washer and save $400 on Dyson V11 stick vac. Shop hot deals on discounted lounges, dining, outdoor furniture and barbecues. Plus big brand mattresses, bedroom furniture, kids furniture, storage pieces and more. Harvey Norman half-yearly clearance. Best brands, best range, best prices guaranteed. Conditions apply.
Yeah, it's been a long week. Now, it's finally time to put your feet up and watch your team work hard to bring home the win. Cbus Super is on your team too, working hard to provide strong long-term returns for after the final whistle. Cbus Super, making hard work pay off. Read the PDS and TND to decide if Cbus is right for you. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
Hi, Rodney Jane here. Pocket even more savings at Bob Jane T-Marts. We've got Bridgestone free, Yokohama free, Kumo free. How? Simply buy 3 and the 4th tyres free. Get up to $150 instant cashback on selected Pirelli and Bridgestone tyres. Plus receive an e-gift card up to $150 when you buy 4 selected BF Goodrich tyres. Give us a call or shop online today. At Bob Jane T-Marts, we'll look after you. T's and C's apply.
She thought it was true love. He looked at her. Handsome. Nice watch. Then he just started firing questions. How much do you earn? What are your assets? Why do you need my money? It was then she realised he was a bank and would never understand her business. Red Z knows when you need a loan, you need someone that understands the self-employed. With love from Red Z. Speak to your broker or visit redz.com. Red Z. Backing those who back themselves. Australian credit licence 311128.
Go Harvey Norman half-yearly clearance. Up to 20% off clearance mobile phones and up to 30% off Windows 11 computers. All the big brands on sale. Save $100 on Westinghouse 7.5 kilo front-load washer and save $400 on Dyson V11 stick vac. Shop hot deals on discounted lounges, dining, outdoor furniture and barbecues. Plus big brand mattresses, bedroom furniture, kids furniture, storage pieces and more. Harvey Norman half-yearly clearance. Best brands, best range, best prices guaranteed. Conditions apply.
Yeah, it's been a long week. Now, it's finally time to put your feet up and watch your team work hard to bring home the win. Cbus Super is on your team too, working hard to provide strong long-term returns for after the final whistle. Cbus Super, making hard work pay off. Read the PDS and TND to decide if Cbus is right for you. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Titanium Caravans. Make your next caravan a Titanium Caravan. Proudly Australian made and owned. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
Half-time at Marvel Stadium. The Hawks, 8-4-53, lead the way over the Western Bulldogs, 4-5-29. They kicked the first goal of the night, Hawthorn, and have led all the way through so far. Marby Chol has got a couple single goal kickers after that to Newcomb, Nash, Gunston, Weddle, McDonald and Ginnivan, and for the Western Bulldogs, all singles as well. Kennedy, Richards, Harms and Bailey Williams. Third quarter not too far away for Titanium Caravans. If you're looking for a luxurious, tough off-road caravan, explore Australia like never before in a Titanium Caravan, where rugged durability meets premium comfort. Australian made and 100% Australian owned, built for the toughest terrain with superior quality and ultimate luxury. Make your next caravan a Titanium Caravan. Kate McCarthy, I was just we're out the back and we're just taking a little breather and just kind of recomposing and regathering our thoughts, and there's a lot of people around. I'm like, why are all these people sort of hanging around and dagging around the back? And I think it's because the Prime Minister, Anthony Albanese's in the house tonight.
Albo.
Hang on, Chua just ran into him, I'm being told.
Ash, man.
Put your headphones on, Ash.
Yeah, I did. I just crossed paths with him going to the toilet block there, Jack.
Did you?
And he said sorry. Yeah. Because, like as though, I think sorry for the amount of tax he's taken out of all of our
Chuma!
The
But he did. He said sorry. At least he's got manners, Elbow.
Do you reckon he set that up, Ash? Is he that good that he set that up?
He alley-ooped himself and then dunked it as well.
I didn't know he was in the toilet, and I saw a couple of serious-looking muscular units there, and I thought, oh, geez, I hope I don't get, ruffled up or whatever.
Shanghai
But
surprise.
obviously his minders and his security team. So, he's doing a great job, isn't he?
That little zinger you dropped, save that for the Lake Boga Christmas party.
You like that one?
That will bring the house down, I reckon.
Thanks, Jack.
I think he's doing a good job.
Yes, he is, Brown. He's doing a great job.
The Australian public probably says he is as well, because they voted him in fairly unanimously.
Mind you, though, the way we're going with politics, he could get voted out tomorrow. That's how, just ask the people of Tasmania.
Chu might overthrow him, vote of no confidence, and choose the new PM.
What would the name of your political party be, Chu? And what would some of your policies be if you were to run?
I'll just stay in my lane, Jack. We'll talk stats.
The numbers party.
Yeah, that's it. I like
that. That could be the stay in the lane party.
I like that. Hey, you're in Adelaide tomorrow night. Adelaide and Brisbane. It looks like it is going to absolutely bucket down at the Adelaide Oval tomorrow night.
Awesome. That's just great. I don't need to be in the commentary box. It's not a big deal. Sitting on the sideline with some rain, we will all be fine.
Do you think, because you are downstairs tomorrow night for Channel 7 and your Friday night footy debut, which we're all very excited for you, can you do us a favour though, Kate, just on behalf of the Triple M family, and just get one of these away?
It's pissing down.
I think I will do what Choose Political Party says and stay in my lane, and I might not just do that on my first shift for Channel 7. I think it'll be very line and length, just hitting the top of off. We won't be throwing in any short balls.
What are you going to wear? Do you wear your own clobber, or do you get the Channel 7 wardrobe, or do you have your own flair that you like to impart on us?
Yes, a little bit of both, but we are dressed. Obviously, the wonderful Trenery does dress me for a lot of my shows on Channel 7 and for Friday night footy, which is going to be great. I don't really mind what I'm in as long as it is warm and waterproof for tomorrow night.
Try and pinch Mitch Cleary's trench coat that he wore tonight downstairs as well. He looked like his last name was Mockbell.
Well, he looked like he could pinch a few other things as well as a person wearing a trench like that.
The Fox team have been banned wearing the big overcoats on the set.
Why?
Because it's not a good look apparently. So, the normal suit, and then they got the big overcoat on top. No more overcoat.
God forbid they're warm, Brownie. You better not be warm.
This is a revelation from you, Nathan.
No, we went with that last week on the Friday huddle. Chief said he was going to put that many layers underneath that he was going to look like the Michelin Man.
So third quarter just about ready to go. Cody Waitman watching from the stands again tonight. Sam Darcy also watching on for the Western Bulldogs, and we're told that he's not that far away from a return, the prodigal one.
Having a look at some of the training vision from this week, it would show that he is not too far away, moving very nicely, Sam Darcy.
There's another brother coming through as well, isn't there?
Playing some nice underage football at the moment.
Played down back the last couple of weeks. I think one up forward, one down back.
Hawks by 23 points for McDonald's and Ream Hotwater, Triple M Roxford.
So the bounce in the middle, the Hawthorn Footy Club own the first half. They lead by 23 points. What have the Dogs got? Kennedy was big in that first half for the Dogs, probably their best. He's wrapped up and will ball it up again. Bontempelli pointing, directing. Meek, the ball fell in his arms. Bontempelli tackled him. Now Davidson didn't touch it in the first quarter. How many do you have in the second quarter, Ash?
Davidson in that second quarter, 4 touches.
So he improved. English on his knees. Handballed it back to Meek. The ball hasn't left the centre square yet. This will be the third ball up.
Lloyd. Thanks, guys. Yeah, let him go, Matt. Matt, let him go.
Umpires tonight: Andrew Heffernan, Nathan Toner, Robert Finlay, and Brett Roseberry in game number 546.
Done a good job tonight so far.
Haven't noticed them really, easy, have we?
No, we give them a lot of whack, so I think we should compliment them when they're going well.
As Morrison on the wing shrugs the Sanders tackle. And we've got a handball on to Newcomb, who had a busy first half. His kick is in the space at half forward. And the ball will get out of bounds, about 55 around.
I don't think we really whacked the umpires on Triple M.
I'm not saying we whacked them. I just mean as in sentiment normally isn't overly positive.
Fair enough too. Isaac Smith, Triple M Super Special comments. With Kate McCarthy in the back row, Bontempelli fitted to Davidson, position number 5. Moved on by Vandermeer. They've got out the back, Carl Amon. Beautifully smooth mover. This is a big kick to centre half forward. 50-50 ball. Lands at Liberatore. Harms went one way. He ran into trouble, but he found Bailey Dale, who swept it wide. Liberatore under pressure again. The Dogs working hard to get this one out. The Hawks working hard to keep it in. Who wins out? Ball still 50-50. And now underneath the pack, and we'll have a ball up.
Yep, quick change from Bevo at ground levo that he's thrown Rory Lobb forward. So Rory Lobb is playing forward, looks to be playing on that matchup of Tom Barrass. I don't mind it taking too many marks in defence.
Ward kicks quickly. It's in the vicinity of Marbior Chol, who's got 2. He was taken to ground. He was looking for a free kick. Umpire told him to play on. Gunston turn around. And James O'Donnell went with him. Wraps him up.
Well, talking about free kicks, there's only been 10 tonight, and the AFL average is 39, so they have put the whistle away. You've got to fight for the footy.
Guarding the matchup would be a real worry for the Dogs.
Move it on. Play on.
So O'Donnell in the back pocket. Sends one long, looking for Norton. There's that man Lobb. Barris was with him. Newcomb fitted backwards. Centre wing is Weddle. Weddle handballs to Amon. Had to go all the way back to centre half back, but he's got a player there. That's Hardwick. He moves the ball to the middle of the ground. Goes wide looking for Ginnivan. Has to beat 2. Harms came in, did well. Harms fitted back. Wants to feed it now, and he does to Fraser. Fraser. Dogs working really hard here. Working hard not to muck it up, and Liberatore has to hold it up. We'll have a ball up. Here's Isaac Smith.
Oh, the Harvey Norman, that was very well done by Jack Gunston. He was on boundary side of the Bulldogs play there, was able to step back inside, force the Doggies to go back boundary again, forced a stoppage.
English and Meek continue their battle. Newcomb tackled straight away by Liberatore. Harvey Norman half-yearly clearance is on now. Don't miss the unbeatable deals on Tech Furniture, Bedding and more. Go Harvey Norman, best brands, best prices guaranteed. Ward with a handball back to Newcomb. He stands just outside 50. Turned his man inside out. And the goal umpire and the boundary umpire look at each other again. Eventually it's out of bounds on the full.
Keep coming, thank you. Outside players off the back of stoppage for Hawthorn. That's where you need the Bulldogs high half forwards to come and just reference them so that if there is a handball back out of stoppage, they're at least getting put under pressure when they're kicking it.
Fraser was adamant he was going across the face of goal and eventually got it to Bontempelli, and it's opened up for Vandermeer. Fisted well by Amon, got it over the back, thwarted the danger, and now the Hawk can reload. Well done by Amon. Morrison sends it towards centre wing, and the mark taken by Moore. Moore chips it forward. That's not a great one. Opportunity for the Dogs. Just have to score from this. West needs to be clean. He wasn't in the end. Gave it up to Hardwick. That was a gifted opportunity for the Dogs, and they went begging. Morrison and Amon again. Moore and Hardwick.
And then Ward, Josh Ward's numbers. Ash, Red Z Lending.
17 touches.
They're happy to give up a lot of ground tonight, Kate, to try and draw these Doggies defenders up, pull their structure apart, but it's risky. You're giving up a lot of ground.
It's Newcomb with another disposal, this time at half-back. As Isaac said, they've gone backwards to now eventually go forward. D'Ambrosio, City side wing, that's low and flat, not a good kick. Intercepted by Liberatore, Nat, Bob Jane teammates.
James Warple looks like he's about to come on for the first time this quarter, but he's been off getting a bit of treatment on his hip, just had a couple of painkillers as well and has looked a bit proppy, so keep an eye on him.
Great kick by Bailey Dale. Found Riley West. He's got Karmas on. And leading up was Harms. Almost spoiled him. Now we go back and get the footy, Harms. Karmas did well. He set up a goal to Harms in the second quarter, and this for a repeat of that.
Much more patient football there from the Bulldogs, just building the ball up, waiting for something to open up. It was a beautiful kick back through the middle from Bailey Dale, but it was because everyone that had the ball was patient, waited for the options and then executed their skills.
41-36, career set shots. Harms didn't give it enough air. And it was Skinny on the snap. 22-point margin, 4-6-30 the Dogs, 8-4-52 the Hawks. Titanium Caravan scoreboard, make your next caravan a Titanium Caravan. Proudly Australian made known. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
Kate, just explain the Rory lob roll on Barras exactly, what the instruction would be for him.
I don't know if he's not playing a direct matchup, but they've put him there so that there's someone else for Barras to be worried about, because there wasn't a whole lot of aerial threat in the Bulldogs forward 50 in that first half. We saw it against GWS. They needed someone to go down there and play that almost Sam Darcy role that was threatening in the air, and that's what he had to do then. So they've decided to pull that trigger again in this game.
Kennedy tried to fight his way through, lost the ball in the process. D'Ambrosio back to Seamus Mitchell. Had to kick hurriedly, not a great one. 50-50 ball at half forward. English bashes it back forward, but for the Hawks, Josh Weddle
50 metres
has been excellent. That's 50, not totally sure why. Josh Weddle doesn't care, he's off.
Well, I think he just didn't stand the mark with the call from Brett Rosebery.
See the hot one. Weddle's going to play on to half forward for Ginnivan.
A nice lead from Ginnivan.
Outside 5.
70 from home. He's a very good thinker with the football. This one blasts long, looking for Ramsden. English in the front of the pack. That is a good mark for a ruckman, getting back to support.
Stand, Nabio, stand!
And he stood tall.
Yeah, we touched on him in the second quarter. I'd love to see Ramsden there put a fish straight in the back of Tim English there, because that's what he's in the team for, to create a contest and bring the smalls to ground.
Great kick again by Bailey Dale, and he found Karmas, who led all the way up from half forward to half back.
No. Play on now, play
So
on.
Karmas has got McNeil on the lead. Almost tunnelled there, McNeil. He'll get a free kick.
Look at the uppies.
His paws are red.
I thought he had gloves on.
He's been caught red-handed there.
I was about to say that, and then I thought, oh no, he's got gloves on. I'm going to put my foot in it.
So Lockie McNeil, been quiet so far.
He's been in a massacre or something.
Wants to go across the goal. Dangerous. Marvin Ochoa at best. Have a look at Big Choli go.
Oh, no.
Just needs to pick it up. Left foot snap. And he got it. 3 to Chol. And he's proving to be the difference at the moment. 28-point margin. 58 plays 30.
You go, Isaac. I was still looking at the umpire's hands.
Yeah, well, Charlie and Jack, I think everyone on the ground except Marvio Chol and Jack Gunston were looking at the umpire's hands, because they were clearly by themselves inside 50 for Hawthorn when that ball turned over. That's one of the more bizarre things I've seen on a football field. He looks like a mimer or something. I don't know. What did he? But no, that was too easy in the end. I don't think the Bulldogs expected the turnover. The Hawthorn players had goal side once the turnover came, and it was just easy to run it in side 50 and kick the goal, to be honest. There's nothing overly special about it in the end.
Definitely not an overly special kick back through the middle and miss your target.
So McDonald's and Ream Hotwater, Triple M Rocks footy.
Still put off by the umpire.
28-point lead. Still put up by you calling him a mime.
What do you call it?
High up and under.
Pantomime.
McNeil tackled. Weddle has been everywhere.
What would you call him, Jack?
Not a mimer.
Back this way. Lloyd,
I'm actually not sure what though you would call.
Well, aren't they? They're a mime.
23 in the record. Oh yeah, Marcel Marceau, that's who it is.
There you go. West turns back into trouble. Tackle numbers tonight for the Hawks, two-man. Their tackle numbers in the last 3 weeks have been pretty ordinary.
They've just cracked the half century. They've laid 50 tackles. Previous 2 weeks, only averaging 37 per game.
82 to 38 last week.
Stand.
Missed a lot of tackles as well. Resulted in Collingwood goals. Here's Ginnivan at half back.
Feels like they've been dominating tonight, but still only 28 points up.
Ginnivan works himself. in some trouble, and then says, here you go, Battle, I'm in trouble, get me out of it. And Battle pumped it long and it's out of bounds.
Yeah, the comments from Sam Mitchell post-match last week against Collingwood was not only around the endeavour to tackle, but giving his team a game plan which allowed them to make more tackles, which you can see they're kicking more to contest, but they're more on the same page about where the ball is going. So then when you can get to the drop of the ball, you can put more pressure on the ball carrier, therefore lay more tackles, and there's less open space out there for your opponents.
Ed Richards tried to burst his way through but was tackled.
Yeah, it's a good point, Kate. The last few weeks they've been doing that kick mark, being at the MCG, they were opening themselves up a heap. I like how they've structured up tonight. It's simple. It makes you play in tight contested footy.
English kicked it straight to Weddle. He's been a non-factor, Aaron Norton, tonight. Hasn't looked like it.
Weddle's been good.
Move it on. Play on.
Give us Aaron Norton's deck of numbers, Ash.
4 disposals and scoreless. I'll switch over to Weddle. 15 touches at 91% by foot in the goal.
Outside 5.
He just takes the game on, Josh Weddle. Every chance he gets. Gunston presents on the lead.
Play on. Yours.
He's forward of the wing. Charles in the pocket. He's got 3. And it took 2 of them to beat him that time. Fist comes from Gardner and it's out of bounds. Left forward pocket. Bulldogs 4-6-30. Hawthorn 9-4-54. They have led all night long. 28 points, Ash. Is that a game high lead right now? Red Z Lending?
Triple M Red Z Lending. That is a game high, Jack.
Morrison fires off a handball. Ginnivan left forward pocket. There's a flying shot. It is out of bounds on the full. No change to the score.
On the mark or outside? Outside 5.
They got the matchups right at the moment, with Gardner being on trial and lob down the other end with Karmas.
Yours.
We'll get back to me later, guys. So the ball goes out of bounds. After the game tomorrow. Whatever.
I thought you were throwing it to Kate, but I think she was on the back to the producer. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like the Doggies with their defence, it's always a little bit makeshift, and there's never necessarily we're going to try and lock you away. They play assertive. They try and just cover whoever's there. So it's never ever hard and fast with them. So I really struggle to comment on that, to be honest.
The Gardner-Chol matchup is a real worry for the Dogs at the moment. As Liberatore from the back end looking for Karmas. He went up and he went nowhere. Battle at a best, and he splits it wide to Moore. Moore got a player on, and that's McGuinness, who marks it about 48 out. I don't think he's got the wheels from there, McGuinness. He wants to play on. The umpire calls him to now. So he sets it up high. Where are the Flyers? No one was there. English ground level. And now the Dogs clear the area again, but again, they don't have a lot to kick to.
Battle does a good job of making sure that Karmas can't get near the footy. Now he might get a look at it. Battle drags the ball back in. Umpire hovering. Maybe a little lucky there, Josh Battle.
Well, it was an interesting kick, that Moore one to McGuinness. I'm not sure what he was doing. McGuinness was never going to have a score, and then the Doggies can set up their defence. So interesting ploy going forward there.
Hawks by 28 points. Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Butler had to be quick, and halfback had lob coming at him. Handballs put Barras under a little bit of pressure, but he's okay. Goes to Hardwick and gets the ball back again. Left back pocket, Ginnivan's the target that presents on the wing. Clever by Dale, knocked it away and then to the advantage of Harms. Links up with McNeil, run down! Morrison got him from behind. They've been red hot all night, the Hawks.
And a push and a shove out there. Ginnivan goes to the ground. Harms dealt with him. Morrison, centre wing, looking for Gunston. Meek came in. English was there too. Meek with that big frame picked it up and tackled to the ground. We'll have a ball up on the outer side. Great tackle by Morrison. Run down from behind McNeil. We'll have a ball up on the outer side. Meek with the extra strength. And now the ball is out of bounds.
Easy, throw it in.
Trelaw waiting to come on. Hasn't looked himself tonight. Hurt his leg early, came off. What are his numbers, Ash?
Adam Trelaw, just the 8 touches, Brownie.
Just looking a little bit puzzled, I'd say, on the Harvey Norman replay. Bontempelli.
Bemused.
Bemused is a good word, yeah. That's exactly what he looks like. Ward. Balls to Barras. Ball didn't bounce in his favour. Hawks a bit fumbly at halfback. Seamus Mitchell dives on it. 4-6-30, the Western Bulldogs. Hawthorn 9-4-58. Thursday night footy for Macca's new McSmart meal, which is here. Get a cheeseburger, small fries and a soft drink, plus your choice of side for just $6.95. T's and C's apply. High ball goes inside the Bulldogs forward 50. West waves down, gave it off to Vandermeer, and goals from point blank range.
Great goal, Rob. Awesome.
Back to 22 points now for the Western Bulldogs. 5-6-36 to 9-4-58. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Well, that long high kick from stoppage hasn't worked all night for the Bulldogs, and it shouldn't have worked on that occasion either for them. But two Hawthorn players, they had two players really proactive that peeled off their direct opponent. They both flew for the footy though, ended up spoiling each other, and because they came off their direct opponent, there was a couple of Bulldogs at ground level as soon as that got out the back that were goal side and could just waltz into an open goal. I think it was Weddle and Hardwick that both flew. It was just spoiled each other. That's a poor mistake to make. One we haven't seen for most of the evening, but they've had the ascendancy in the air. A little mistake like that has now let the Bulldogs back in.
Bloke on the Harvey Norman replay has the ball in the crowd and acting like some sort of lord. He was handing the ball around for people to touch in the crowd. So back in the middle, the Dogs haven't been able to get their game going. They'd love to be able to kick two in a row. They've only done that once so far tonight. That's when they got back within 3 goals. But now the Hawks move forward. Ginnivan on the left. Kick went at right angles to Morrison. Wasn't meant to go there, but it ended up there anyway. Now McDonald. Corral gives it his best at the top of the square. Charles got it again. And the umpires paid the mark. I said it was a worry, this matchup. And Marbiel's going back for his fourth.
That's his 99th contested mark. We're on 100 watch, Jack.
He did go. It was a clash of bodies. Marbiel, they both went back with courage. And Marbiel, I reckon he took the wind out of himself as he hit the ground and the headband came off.
Jack.
Good contest, good attack on the footy from both players, but just landed very heavily. I think you're right, Brownie, taking the wind out, but he should be right to get up and take his kick.
He'll look up and he'll see I'm 15 metres out.
Thanks, mate.
You don't give these up, Brownie.
We've got more force. Snaggy on the way.
You know the smart forwards though, the ones like McDonald that are just lingering just in case he can't take his kick.
You're right.
Maybe go off, you head off, I'll take this one for you.
A lot more than 30 seconds the umpires are giving him here. Enough time to reconstruct their headband and get that into place and then just wander back and suck it all in. Big Marbiel.
Thank you.
This is for number 4. And to put the Hawks 24 points up. He's going to go the snap here, Isaac. I thought he might have on the left.
Yeah, I thought he might have gone the snap as well. Not overly confident right now. I'm just not sure what he's going to end up doing here. He looks a little bit rattled.
He looks like he's going to go with a drop punt, sucking in the big ones for 4th. He's only 20 metres out. Acute angle. Marbiel Chol, left foot, keeps it low, keeps it good. He's kicked 4, and he's the star tonight.
You said you were worried about the matchup, Brownie. Well, he didn't really have a matchup there. He just waltzed in towards the goal square, running that offside slide.
Good AdWords.
Yes, the build-up wasn't probably what you'd expect if you're a Bulldogs defender, so you're guarding that dangerous space rather than the corridor, but the ball got out there, and a guy that's kicked 3 all on his own takes a contested mark, lines up for his 4th.
We're going to sub Nat, Bob Jane T-Marts.
Yeah, the Dogs have activated their sub, so Dolan's just coming onto the ground now. Lockie McNeil has been subbed out.
Bob Jane T-Marts have got a great buy 3, get 1 free, plus instant cashback deals. Call shop online today. T's and C's apply, Ash.
Low numbers for the Bulldogs in this third quarter. Bont 3, Kennedy 1, Richard Statler. Liberatore just 14 for the game, averaging 29 this year.
So back to a 28-point lead for the Hawks. Time for the Bulldogs now to get going. For McDonald's and Ream Hotwater, Triple M rocks footy. And Treloar couldn't access the ball, later tackle instead. Vandermeer off to Kennedy, has a fumble. Treloar's followed up. There he is from the centre circle, bumped as he kicked. Another brilliant chase, this time it's Ward. They're doing all the 1%ers tonight, Hawthorn, and reaping the benefits.
The thing I love about that is every single, well not every single, but every player that was in the area of Ward came over, helped him up, and gave him a pat on the back for that.
Trelaw appealing for a push in the back. The umpire said no. Bouncing ball to centre wing. At the back of the pack was O'Donnell. He tapped to his own advantage. First one back there to help out was Butler. Butler gave it to Nash. Nash tumbled one down the field only as far as Cleary. Cleary squares one up to Bailey Dale.
Stand, play on.
Bailey Dale looks into the middle. Perfect kick to Fraser. Through the middle of Marvel. Had a bounce when he didn't need one. Now he's going to be run down. Just got his kick in. And it should be a free kick, and it will be to Rory Lobb. Dogs fans scream like they've been hard done by, but Rory Lobb needs to go back and kick this.
What about the confidence of Fraser through the middle? Takes a bounce. He had Warple in front of him. About 3 steps in front of him, took him on, and then took on someone else. We can't pick up who it was in the square as well, but he's had the confidence to take on whoever was trying to tackle him.
Rory Lobb from 50, directly in front. To get it back to 22 points. Kick on the way. That's a beautiful kick. A man with confidence. And it's back to 22. Rory Lobb gets his first. 64, plays 42. 6 minutes 22 to go in this third term.
I think Rory Lobb, I've said it a few times since his sort of ability to reinvent himself as a key defender, but he is the exact epitome of what confidence can do to your football. Him lining up for goal, set shot when he was playing as a forward, when he was sort of in and out of the team, struggled to get his hands on the footy. You'd never really trust him 100%, but now you feel like with the confidence that he has in his ability to play forward of the footy or behind the ball, whatever they need him to do, I just feel like he has 100% confidence in his own ability.
It's only his third goal of the season, Rory Lobb, but he doesn't spend a lot of time at that end of the ground. For McDonald's and Ream Hotwater, Triple M Rocks footy. The challenge for the Dogs is to get 2 in a row. Umpire knocked over.
Free kick, Western Bulldogs.
It's Nathan Toner who...
And then to rub salt into the wounds. Connor Nash didn't see him and put his knee square in his back.
Free kick to the Dogs. Sanders long and direct. Riley West got a handball off the pack. West pinched it away. Water, should say, pinched it away. That was smart. Seamus Mitchell now tries to open up the outer side. Moore on a long lead. Eases Fraser under the football. Handballs just in the nick of time. Hawthorn going to need to be quick here. Butler back to D'Ambrosio. A little left foot kick was 50-50.
Smothered off his boot. Moore socket off the ground. And as far as Kennedy, got his hands free. Bramble wasn't expecting it but got it and then received it. To Harms on the commentary side, centre wing. Dogs scream forward. Riley West is there. Now out in front, what can they build? Dolan went back and got it. Handball out towards Harms. Harms needs to lower the eyes, looking for Lobb. Lobb's got the sit. Lobb's got the mark. So Rory Lobb move forward at this quarter for back-to-back goals and to get the Dogs back to 16 points.
Rory!
It's the matchup they keep needing to look for as well. Not only because he's obviously getting his hands on the footy, but it's keeping Tom Barrass accountable and stopping him from peeling off and taking intercept marks.
Rory Lobb 30 out. Only a slight angle. Should have no problems. And he misses. He had real problems. Head down to the boundary, Nat Yanides.
Just keeping an eye on umpire Nathan Toner, who was a bit sore after that interaction in the middle. He's been rubbing his back. He's been doing some stretches, but looks like he's going to soldier on, guys. And very important to note, it's not the same umpire as the one with red hands.
Yes. That's Robert Finlay. He with red hands. And kick out of defence. There's 2 footies on the ground at the moment, too, at the other end. So 2 goals apiece in the third quarter. Bulldogs just can't seem to get any closer than the current margin of 21 points. Josh Ward just continues to accumulate. This time from the backside of the wing, drives the ball to half forward. Chol unable to mark. Dale gathers and his handball partially smothered. And then holding the ball paid against the Bulldogs. So Hawthorn take the advantage quickly through Gunston. Chol out of position. O'Donnell. Excellent mark in the pack.
Let's have a look at the Harvey Norman. Obviously, CJ still yet to be deployed as the sub. Very handy sub, considering, one, the trouble that the Bulldogs have had with the height of the Hawks so far this evening, but also his ability to run and gun off half-back if they want to use him in that area could be very pivotal in this final term of this game.
Norton a big mark. They need to lift out of him. They need to lift out of Richards and Bontempelli. Norton bucking up his own work. Smucking it into the man on the mark. Inside forward 50, and well done by O'Donnell. That was big courage going back with the flight. He lays down, but that was a great effort.
Got to say kick.
He's made of all the right stuff. James O'Donnell, Harvey Norman replay. Back with courage.
Stand.
And Treloar gets his hands on the footy on the wing. Chips to Sanders, then back to Treloar. Thought his way through with the little 1-2. He gets to half forward. Ball carries through the hands of Vandermeer. Picked up by Richards. Here's Vandermeer once more for his second. 2 in a row for the Dogs, and they charge towards three-quarter time. 7-7-49 plays 10-4-64. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Yeah, and they're on top here. They've had 7 out of the last 8 inside 50s. They've had 4 out of the last 5 clearances. So they've got moving here, the Doggies. They felt that the game was getting away for them, and they've been able to claw it back. This is game on with 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. I reckon the Hawks will start to tighten up here. It'll be interesting to see what they do, if they continue to win the ball out of clearance or not, if they can keep the pressure up, if they can keep that run and gun style we saw in the first quarter. But they'll start to feel the pressure.
You need his Bob Jane team, Marts.
Yeah, the Hawks have made their move. They've made their sub. CJ's come into the game, and James Worpel has been subbed out. So I just wonder if that might have something to do with the hip injury that we were talking about a bit earlier.
Some sort of pick up from Ed Richards. So back in the middle, 15-point margin, the closest the Dogs have been in a long time. Bontempelli lays a tackle.
That was a huge tackle. That was a centre clearance that they could not lose then, the Bulldogs, to try and keep some ascendancy moving into three-quarter time.
English and Meek. Meek won it to Newcomb. Sends them forward. Jarman Impey playing forward at the moment. Couldn't mark the footy. Cleary did well, but then his handball wasn't great. Coming through was Bramble. He had a fumble that allowed Gunston opportunity. So too Jarman Impey keeps it low along the ground, but through for a rush behind. Went for the goal of the year. 16 points. 65 plays 49.
Still got 2 minutes before three-quarter time. The Bulldogs have hit back or starting to make their move, and it's been Rory Lobb on the Harvey Norman replay, Kate, that's been part of this challenge.
Yeah, two-man a man looks to be quite busy at clearance though. Jai Newcomb, what are his numbers through clearance tonight?
9 clearances, Kate, 5 out of the centre, along with his 21 touches.
Closer eye on him around stoppage.
He's around this footy too. Ward with the right boot, high up and under. Cleary positioned under the ball for the Bulldogs. McDonald's is possessed, and now Sanders off half-back. Thought about giving to Treloar, eventually did when he was probably not in the right position, but Bontempelli always there for support. The champ pushes off too, and chips short to Norton at half-forward. Numbers everywhere inside 50. Davidson's worked hard. Doesn't mark. Left forward pocket. Lays it back off to Dolan. Sets the ball back up to a dangerous area. Good discipline kick. Weddle was taken out, and he should get a free kick. He's a bit sore as well.
Norton had numbers everywhere inside 50. I reckon he went to the only number that had a Hawthorn defender on him. It was an interesting kick inside 50. He had Vandermeer that had CJ done. Out the back, could have run into an open goal, but just didn't see it.
So Weddle brings the ball out looking for Newcomb. Can't mark it. Ball at ground level. Quick handball out on as far as Bailey Dale. Wants to kick and does. Had players on. Richards. Could have been a free kick. Could have been a second free kick for holding. Umpire said no, play on. Ball at ground level. Working his way through was Mitchell. Underground ball. Treloar wanted to move it quickly. Dolan. Quick one to Norton. Norton just slammed on the boot. He's seen him like Carraway sees at the moment, Norton. And the ball out of bounds on the full.
Good grab by the sign holder, one-hander, and he's chucked the sign back up. That is elite.
Well done, sign guy.
That was impressive.
How many free kicks have been paid tonight, Too, man? feels like they're letting those 50-50 calls go.
We've only had 17 for the game. As you said, the average is 39.
English with 3 to beat. One of them was Meek. Worked him under the ball and takes a really important defensive mark for Hawthorn. Momentum changing before our very eyes. Meek gives it straight back to Bramble, who's going to play on from 65 metres out. Lobs kick 2 in the quarter and looks in good shape here. English got it his way. Aim on. Bumped out of bounds. Still time for the Bulldogs. 19 seconds left.
Adam Treloar rushed over to get the footy. Not sure he was the right man for it, but now he needs to do something with it. 50 out, sets it at the top of the square. Norton can't mark it. Front of the pack, Nolan was there. Kennedy as well. Already kicked one. They tried to scramble it out, the Hawks. Can they hold on? Nash tumbles one. And Marbia Chol, he's been good tonight. He's kicked 4. Just holds it up to Ginnivan. And that'll be half time. And a big last quarter coming up at Marvel Stadium on Thursday night footy. The Dogs have closed to within 16 points. 65 to 49 for McDonald's Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter for Titanium Caravans. Make your next caravan a Titanium Caravan. Proudly Australian made and owned. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
For McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
Macca's new McSmart meal is here. Get a cheeseburger, small fries and soft drink plus your choice of side for just $6.95. T's and C's apply.
Hi, Rodney Jane here. Pocket even more savings at Bob Jane T-Marts. We've got Bridgestone free, Yokohama free, Kumo free. How? Simply buy 3 and the 4th tyres free. Get up to $150 instant cashback on selected Pirelli and Bridgestone tyres. Plus, receive an e-gift card up to $150 when you buy 4 selected BF Goodrich tyres. Give us a call or shop online today. At Bob Jane T-Marts, we'll look after you. T's and C's apply.
She thought it was true love. He looked at her. Handsome. Nice watch. Then he just started firing questions. How much do you earn? What are your assets? Why do you need my money? It was then she realised he was a bank and would never understand her business. Red Z knows when you need a loan, you need someone that understands the self-employed. With love from Red Z. Speak to your broker or visit redz.com. Red Z. Backing those who back themselves. Australian credit licence 311128.
Go Harvey Norman half-yearly clearance. Up to 20% off clearance mobile phones and up to 30% off Windows 11 computers. All the big brands on sale. Save $100 on Westinghouse 7.5 kilo front-load washer and save $400 on Dyson V11 stick vac. Shop hot deals on discounted lounges, dining, outdoor furniture and barbecues. Plus big brand mattresses, bedroom furniture, kids furniture, storage pieces and more. Harvey Norman half-yearly clearance. Best brands, best range, best prices guaranteed. Conditions apply.
Yeah, it's been a long week. Now, it's finally time to put your feet up and watch your team work hard to bring home the win. Cbus Super is on your team too, working hard to provide strong, long-term returns for after the final whistle. Cbus Super, making hard work pay off. Read the PDS and TND to decide if Cbus is right for you. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
Hi, Rodney Jane here. Pocket even more savings at Bob Jane T-Marts. We've got Bridgestone free, Yokohama free, Kumo free. How? Simply buy 3 and the 4th tyres free. Get up to $150 instant cashback on selected Pirelli and Bridgestone tyres. Plus, receive an e-gift card up to $150 when you buy 4 selected BF Goodrich tyres. Give us a call or shop online today. At Bob Jane T-Marts, we'll look after you. T's and C's apply.
She thought it was true love. He looked at her. Handsome. Nice watch. Then he just started firing questions. How much do you earn? What are your assets? Why do you need my money? It was then she realised he was a bank and would never understand her business. Red Z knows when you need a loan, you need someone that understands the self-employed. With love from Red Z. Speak to your broker or visit redz.com. Red Z. Backing those who back themselves.
Australian credit licence 311128.
Go Harvey Norman half-yearly clearance. Up to 20% off clearance mobile phones and up to 30% off Windows 11 computers. All the big brands on sale. Save $100 on Westinghouse 7.5 kilo front-load washer and save $400 on Dyson V11 stick vac. Shop hot deals on discounted lounges, dining, outdoor furniture and barbecues. Plus big brand mattresses, bedroom furniture, kids furniture, storage pieces and more. Harvey Norman half-yearly clearance. Best brands, best range, best prices guaranteed. guaranteed. Conditions apply.
Shut up! The foot is on Triple M!
Triple M rocks footy. This quarter for Bunnings Trade. Bunnings Trade has tax time sorted with big deals on big brands.
It's an arm wrestle at Marvel Stadium at three-quarter time. Hawthorn lead by 16 points, 10-5-65 to the Western Bulldogs, 7-7-49, but the Bulldogs outscored the Hawks 3-2 in the second quarter, and we have got ourselves a game here on Thursday Night Footy. Ash Chua, Red Z leading all the numbers.
Hawks kicking efficiency in that third quarter went down to 51%, opposed to tracking at 70 in the first half. Just some leading ball winners. Ward with 24 disposals, Newcomb 21-9 clearances, and Bailey Dale leads the way for the Bulldogs with 22.
Nat Yannidi's boundary side for Bob Jane T-Marts, who have got a great buy three, get one free, plus instant cashback deals. You can call or shop online today. T's and C's apply. Bit happening down there in the third quarter.
Yeah, there was a little bit of action down here. Jack, let's start with the Hawks sub. So we mentioned that James Warple's been subbed out of the game. He's actually got ice on the side of his right thigh. So that's the reason that he's effectively been subbed out. It looks like it might be a cork, so hopefully not too many issues for James Warple, but it means that CJ's into the game, and of course the Bulldogs also activated their sub in that third term. So Lockie McNeil has been subbed out, Dolan's onto the ground.
Great work by you, Nat. Isaac Smith, Kate McCarthy seeing it as well as anyone tonight. What was better from the Bulldogs in the third quarter?
Well, their pressure number was up. They were able to affect, as Chu said, the kicking efficiency of Hawthorn through pressure. So it really put them on the back foot a little bit more than they had been in the first half, Hawthorn. But they also were able to negate those intercept defenders like Battle, like Barras, with that move of Rory Lobb going forward. So that's sort of swung the momentum in their favour, but you can't help but think the next 5 minutes of this game, the first 5 of the fourth quarter, are going to set up this game beautifully. If the Bulldogs can get on top and hit the scoreboard, you feel like they're right in it. If the Hawks can kick a couple early, or at least hit the scoreboard early, might quell the influence of the Bulldogs.
Well, fascinating game this, because if the Doggies lose, they could be 2 games out of the 8, which is massive for a lot of people over the last couple of weeks. They've been saying they're one of the form teams, maybe Collingwood aside, premiership favourites. So, but if Hawthorn end up winning, they push themselves right into top 4 calculations, and they've been under the pump the last 3 weeks. So massive ramifications on this final quarter.
The player they need to get the ball in the hands of is Bailey Dale. His ability to use it off half-back, we've seen direct score involvements a lot from him, using it through the corridor and getting them the direct route to goal.
So bounce in the middle to start the last quarter. For McDonald's Remit Water, Triple M rocks footy. Nice tap back by Bontempelli, and it found Kennedy inside forward 50. Lobb couldn't take the mark. Buku Karma's an opportunity. Here's Sanders. Quick start by the Dogs. Misses. I would have loved that. 15-point margin, 65 plays 50.
Yeah, needed to make more of that. That would have been a real statement. 20 seconds into the fourth quarter. Should have kicked a goal there.
Bring it in. 15-point game. Western Bulldogs are very, very good in fourth quarters. Ash, you were telling us that. We'll get those numbers in just a few moments. As Cleary falls over next to the boundary line on the wing.
Yeah, they've won 8 out of 11. Hawthorn 6 from 11.
Rux, Lloyd and Tim. Luke Beveridge watching on from the coach's box. Coming off the bye, the Dogs a bit slow to get going, but they've got their game going now. Harms bends down and picks it up. Big gobbles him up in a strong tackle. They'll do it all again. Medallion Club win.
Thanks, James. Lloyd, team clear at the back, please. Clear path.
English and Meek have been at it all night. Meek with the strength. Went through the legs of Richards. Ward did well to Nash. Nash around the corner to half forward. Now what the boundary line here, the Dogs, and they get it eventually with a boundary throw in. It's a 15-point margin. 65 plays 50. Built tough for Aussie conditions when it comes to water heating. Ask your plumber to install a ream.
To the front of the stoppage. Newcomb got one in the face, but Kennedy arguing with the umpire, saying that he was held first. And in fact, that he's going to go to Matt Kennedy. So he got his way in the end. English hard against the boundary line, next to the interchange bench. Richards turns his man inside out and then got a handball back off Treloar. Low flat kick to half forward. Williams just outside range, searching for West in the pocket. He's outmarked by Hardwick. We haven't seen a lot of Riley West tonight, Two-Man. Red's Head Lending.
7 disposals, just the one behind. Equal leading goal kicker for the Bullies this year with 19.
Is there a better step? That's a good mark by Jarman Impey. Is there a better step in football than Ed Richards?
50-metre penalty, Hawthorn. 50 Hawthorn.
Well, you heard the umpires, 50-metre penalty. Not sure what it was for.
Liver on more off the ball.
On the 50, you reckon? Yeah.
So if the Hawks could score here, it'd be massive.
Well, I reckon he's got this in his repertoire, Jarman Impey, if he wants to have a go, run around and let it go. But what a brilliant mark he took there on centre wing.
Tell you what, it's a solid 50-metre penalty too. So Jarman Impey, he'll look to load up. Now on the mark, 51 out. He's a big kick of the footy.
Might drop this in the pocket.
He does. He's looking for the leads. He drops it more into the pocket. He drops it out of bounds on the full.
Yeah. Outside 5.
Free kick to the Dogs, Bailey Dale.
Outside 5. Stay outside. Stay there, Jack.
3 minutes gone in the last quarter. Triple M Bunnings Trade scoreboard.
Move it on.
Bunnings Trade has tax time sorted with the big deals on the big brands. Dale with a careful kick, was perhaps a little bit too careful, but Richards good enough to make it work and then kick around his body to the wing. West knocked it on to Bontempelli, bends down and picks it up and then got the hands free, back to West. Now from the wing, his eyes darting around, not sure where to go, didn't have a lot on, intercepted by Hardwick. Off by hand to Weddle and Hawthorn get to half forward with Impey.
Jarman Impey fed the ball out more, makes good decisions and he does again to Ginnivan. So Ginnivan up against the boundary line, 50 out.
Just trying to invent too much with the footy at the moment. The Bulldogs, they don't need to take those little chiselling kicks and turn it over, putting themselves under way too much pressure. If nothing's on, look for a handball or get it long because they've got even numbers ahead of the ball now.
Kicked the first goal of the night, Jack Ginnivan, to get the Hawks going. And 18 disposals. He's played high, he's covered ground, and this would be big. Kick on the way out of bounds on the full. Never had it in him.
This side of the post, Bailey.
Getting some instructions from over the fence from the Bulldogs fans.
Play on, play on.
Called to play on Fraser. Where's he going to go? He's looking for Riley West, the smallest man out there.
West has got Harm standing next to him. Little arrived late. The ball's out of bounds. Medallion Club side here at Marble Stadium.
You mentioned Riley West, and I feel like Blake Hardwick, he's been a fire starter for him, West, and I feel like Blake Hardwick's put an absolute stop on him tonight, and Blake's been one of Hawthorn's best players and been able to shut out one of Bulldogs' most important players over the last probably 6 weeks.
As Two-Man said, 19 goals for the season. Riley West coming into tonight. Nash sent everyone the opposite direction, and then the Irishman runs and carries in the Marmior-Chol direction. Impey hanging around as well. Chol got the handball back to Impey. He snaps. It's there. All important first goal of the last quarter goes to Hawthorn. And it's a 21-point lead that they enjoy on the Triple M Bunnings Trade scoreboard.
Yeah, big first goal of the final term and nice touch celebration for Jarman Impey. Obviously, the newborn in the family, missed last week with personal reasons to stay home, spend some more time with the newborn, and then the little cradling of the arms to celebrate. But that is a very important goal in the scheme of things in this game.
Little Zion.
Zion, I like that, man.
Z-I-O-N. Beautiful week for Jarman and his wife Annabelle, a beautiful couple, and now a newborn baby at home. Wonder how his sleep's going.
How's yours?
Shit house. How funny is it, no?
It is for McDonald's Wemont Water, Triple M Rocks footy, Bontempelli handballed it out in the path of Richards. Can they get one back quickly, the Dogs? Looking for Rory Lobb over the top. Couldn't mark it. Front of the pack was Sanders. Vandermeer's been important. Got it out. And they'll be holding the ball. He threw it out in the end. He looks lost out there tonight, Aaron Norton.
He hasn't been able to get himself into the game at all.
He's lacked energy.
Jath is the sub.
Even that chase then.
Exit kick intercepted by Fraser. He thought about going long instead. Lays it off to Norton. He wheels around from just outside 50. Lob was being held. Bontempelli likewise. Umpire let it go. Sanders, ball fell into his lap. Handball to West. No time and space available for him tonight. Davidson runs past the ball. 30 out from the Bulldogs goal. There'll be another ball up.
Just the cleaner of the two teams so far this evening has been Hawthorn. Too fumbly when it's been costly, the Bulldogs.
Half chances here, the Dogs. They need to take one. Another ball up. It's a live ladder telling us, Ash.
Live ladder, Brownie for Triple M Red Z. Hawks currently sitting 6 on the live ladder. Bulldogs are sitting 8th. One game outside at the moment.
Another ball up.
Plenty of footy to be played, Brownie.
The Dogs need 4 goals to win. Quick ball up. Butler from a standing start. Moore couldn't mark it. Well done by Frazier, picked it up cleanly. Went back to Gardner. Left foot up the chimney. English is to fly, he couldn't take it, and Ward, been brilliant. Cleared the area.
Disposal number 26 for Josh Ward. Bounces off the chest of Gardner on the wing. Connor McDonald frolicking around the ball. Got half a boot on it. It fell to the lap of Dole on the sub for the Western Bulldogs. Now Sanders cuts inboard Kennedy. Quick hands. Richards even quicker. West can give, but decided to have a snap on the left foot.
Had to give that. Absolutely had to give it. Burnt 2 teammates. I understand he hasn't had a whole lot of impact and influence on this game. That doesn't mean that you have to have a shot at goal, though. That means you need to give the ball off when you've got teammates running into an open goal.
That's what it looked like.
On the Harvey Norman, it looked like that's what Luke Beveridge wanted to tell him as well.
I think he might have told him a little bit more directly than that too.
The Dogs being wasteful. Kennedy, Ramsden, and the Hawks get it out of the pack situation. A bouncing ball. Gardner just waited, not sure what he was doing. Needed to come forward. Ginnivan did it brilliantly. Slapped it on. Past 50. 1 bounce, 2 bounce. Showed the ball to them, and then went bang. Lights out. Seen that before.
Who does that remind you of, Nathan?
Me. And he puts them 27 points up.
Thanks, guys.
The day I did it, it was 26 up and we lost. But that's 1 point more. Back in 202. 77 plays 50. Big play by Ginnivan. But I'm not sure what Gardner was doing.
Do you remember that day, Ash?
I was working for the North Melbourne Footy Club that day, Izzy. It was against North Melbourne at this very venue when Brownie did that beautiful act.
You know the beautiful thing about Jack Ginnivan's then was Joel was able to put on such a good shepherd that Bailey Dale was 45 metres away when Ginnivan showed the ball, so there was no one to actually show the ball to.
McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy. If we put that vision side by side, I reckon it'll come up beautifully.
Dennis Pagan showed his players at half time.
Did he really?
They come for you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Riley West takes the advantage. Good kick out into the leading lane for Lob.
Did they get you?
Not really. David King thought he turned into Mike Tyson for a little bit. But his chest puffed out. But they won the game.
Did he have the laptop?
That was me.
Yeah, the typewriter instead.
Yeah, it's a fax machine. So Lob from just outside 50 for his second. It's going to be off to the left as well. And
That's a lazy kick by Rory Lobb.
cuts it back to 26 points. 30 minutes remaining here at Marvel Stadium. Triple M Bunnings straight scoreboard.
So Carl Amon to do the kicking in. It's a long ball looking for Meek, fisted down. Lob, been good for the Dogs. Richards played basketball with it. It didn't quite bounce back up to him. Treloar tackled. Ash.
Brownie, so last week Hawthorn only had 2 players who laid 4 tackles. Tonight they've racked up 10. The tackle count 72 to 55 Hawthorn's way.
They're much better in that area, pretty much from the first second of the game. To Chol on centre wing. Him and Gardner. Been a battle that Chol's won. And he wins this again. Wants to get the ball forward, kept it in, the ball's out of bounds. Gardner wins this one though, holding the ball against Chol.
4 goals for Mabior Chol. He's been goalless for the last 2 weeks before that. This is a welcome return to form for him. Gardner, that is a scrubby kick off the boot.
Push in the back, Bulldogs.
Treloar got one in the back on the wing. He found his way into the game, Adam Treloar, Ash, Red Z Lending.
Adam Treloar's up to 16 disposals.
Second game of the year. Only tonight for Adam Treloar. It's been a frustrating one with calf issues. As Tim English stands and chips a pass to Bontempelli. Flew with one arm, the other was being held. Lob tackle, ball gets to the back of that stoppage. Morrison fires out a handball to Jath, who's got the instruction to take the game on, and he does, by hand to Nash. And now Ginnivan, with his back to goal at half-back, pops one back over the top to Nash. Little don't argue was nice, and then Gunston received a handball that he really didn't want. And Treloar tackles him, not holding the ball.
Back this way.
That looks like it at the moment, the Dogs. They just can't penetrate the Hawks' defensive six. Meek out of the ruck, sends it forward. Moore been good. Gunston quick handball. Morrison stepped nicely around a couple of players and found Ginnivan. Ginnivan back to Morrison. Jarman, if he kicked the first goal this last quarter, went into the pocket. And the lead comes out. And Dylan Moore, if he kicks this, the game's over.
In complete control at the moment. They're just doing what they want with the footy, winning at the source, and then really nice lead-up targets. Everyone on the same page with their ball use, uncontested possessions, chaining it all the way through the field.
Take a big kick from here from Moore. His very best. His eyes are darting around, waiting for a lead. He gives it his best, but it's going to be left. Through for one behind. So 27 points. Nearly halfway through this last quarter. The Hawks are in control, Bunning Straight scoreboard.
That's it. Doesn't feel like there's any way they're going to get themselves back in this game, is he? Does it?
Now they're getting smashed around the stoppage as well at the moment. Meek's been huge in the ruck in the last 5 minutes.
Jath ran through Ginnivan. He was out of bounds.
Robbie, switch. Yep.
He nearly ran through Rwandri, right? Well, he was that far out of the boundary.
Inside, this way towards
I wasn't sure the umpire was going to call it.
Get Richards up.
Yeah, I got
Official crowd in a moment. Boundary umpire about to fling the footy back in.
And Meek's been big. He's on 499 career hitouts.
Huge.
Oh, there it is.
Great to be here for his 500th. It's a memorable one.
It's got a bit stale, this game.
When my kids asked me in 15 years, where were you when Lloyd Meek had his 500th career hit out, I could say I was here. Thursday night footy with Brownie, Chew, Izzy and Kate. We were here with thanks to Ream Hot Water, of course.
Nat and Levo as well.
And Will and Jasper and Jace, Benny.
That's the wrong Bontempelli.
Jude.
So a boundary throw-in. Half forward for the Hawks. Meek has won the ruck battle again tonight against English. And he wins that one to Morrison, who worked his way through. Could have been holding the ball. Umpire said play on. Handball came out to Richards. Richards' handball was too wide and the ball's out of bounds again.
I think that's a perfect example as why we've had less than league average penalties or free kicks tonight, because he absolutely, well, he was rugby leaguing through. He tried to fend off, he got taken by 3, the ball spilled out, but it was still play on.
I think it's been really well adjudicated tonight. They've put the whistle away, the game's flowed.
Bontempelli sharked it off the pack and sent it forward. Karmas is there, can't mark it, front of the pack. Davidson went without it. Quick handball comes out, Davidson went again. Ball popped out to Karmas, he couldn't take it with him, and now the ball is stopped. Another ball up, point of the square, Dogs at attack, they need 5 goals in 10 minutes.
Ball drops here.
Good effort from here, and Hawthorn's record, Ash, of when they're in front at half time, it's becoming a good one as Treloar punches a little pass into the pocket. Too hot for Karmas.
They've kicked it awful tonight. Another example of that then, Kate. Just missing targets, easy ones.
Yeah, they're kicking forward of centre to either forwards that are either leading up or want the ball sat to their advantage. At no point have they kicked it to their advantage tonight. They've made it very difficult for their forward line.
Kate McCarthy for Seabus Super, making hard work pay off.
Yeah, they've won all 6 games this year, Jack, when they've led at half-time. Spot on.
They led at half-time tonight. He should be able to steer this one all the way through to the end. English with a quick snap. Misses. Back to 26 points. Triple M Bunnings Trade scoreboard. 9.5 minutes remaining.
Harvey Norman replay there. The PM and Andy Gowers, Hawthorn's president, having a nice little chuckle to themselves, Brownie.
And a frothy.
Yeah.
It's a Hardwick with a long kick out to the commentary side. Jarman Impey been good in this last quarter, kicked the goal. Been busy. And they'll get the ball forward. Ginnivan again on centre wing. Moore runs. Feeds him now. Back to Jarman Impey. Another one to Moore. Tried to thread it through. A little bit messy in the end. Moore got it back to Jarman Impey. He's tackled. Back to Ginnivan. And the ball's out of bounds. Bontempelli comes off for a rest. Liberatore comes on.
Look good when they've got their half forwards all the way up the ground and then the ball spills out the back of the contest. And like we just saw, it wasn't clean, but their ability to chain through and run in waves with those small half forwards. Very impressive football from Hawthorn.
It's been the story of the night for them. They were exposed pretty badly last Friday night by a rampant Collingwood team, but this has been a performance much more to the liking of Hawks fans.
There's still a chance here, the Doggies. Like the scoreboard hasn't got away from them. It just feels like absolutely nothing's happening in the game, though.
26 points is Hawthorn's lead. Butler has made a good return back to the team tonight. His kick ricochets off the side. Fraser always attacking and taking the game on, and did exactly that. Burst through a tackle, and Bailey Williams loops a handball to Kennedy. Back to Williams. Stands just outside 50. Kicks on the bounce to Norton. Has to try and manufacture something now. 3-on-1 in the goal square. Karmas marks. Drops it. It has been paid. Umpire said he had enough of it. And Karmas from almost point-blank range should kick his first.
Fraser's an absolute beast. You look at him through the middle of the ground. He just looks at Hawthorn opponents and thinks, I'm going to run straight through you.
I want to see him more in the midfield. I know we saw him when the injuries were amongst them, that he got a lot of time through the midfield, but now that those key players are back, I still think he needs a little bit more midfield time to be able to break lines and break tackles.
Everything has to go right from here for the Bulldogs. So this must go through from Buku Karmas. And it does. Back to 20 points. Still a little less than 8 minutes remaining. Triple M Bunnings Trade scoreboard, and Bunnings Trade has tax time sorted with big deals on the big brands.
Yeah, they're well and truly in this game, the Doggies. I know the scoreboard hasn't been nice to them the last probably quarter and a half, but it's 20 points in it, and nothing's really been happening in this game. We get a goal there, but it doesn't really feel like either team's going to score at the moment. So there's an opportunity for the Doggies here to get a little bit of run of momentum, kick one or two close goals, and then Hawthorn will really start to tighten up. If they get one more goal here, the Doggies, Hawthorn will really start to feel the pressure.
Bontempelli and Richards both off the ground at the moment, along with English.
Here we go.
So pretty much they're starting on ball division on the bench. So if the Dogs are to do it, they do it without their stars. Fisted forward by lob out of the ruck. Liberatore went to the ground. Newcomb handballed back. Amon picked it up eventually. Handball looking for Newcomb. Went one way, sold the candy, and then centered the ball beautifully to Ward. That was just about play of the night at half back. Ward happy to just chip the ball sideways back to Newcomb. The Newcomb's numbers, Ash.
He's had 25 disposals, 10 clearances, 6 out of the centre.
It's a fair night.
Best and fairest winner from last year. You have to think he'll be right up there again this year. To you in a moment, Nat. Josh Ward from the wing. Ramsden presents in front, and the big man marks 50 out.
Was that on
nice pluck.
Was that on Gardner?
Yep.
He's had a rough night, Brownie.
That's your line. Harry, stay out.
Sure is.
Pretty undersized back there, especially when you flip lob forward, but tried to get in a wrestle with a guy that's much taller and much stronger than him.
What is he, 203 or
203, yeah.
7, 6, 5.
Taken out of the mid-season draft a couple of years ago, Max Ramsden. It's his 6th game at the elite level. He's going to kick from right on 50. Runs around to open up the angle. Gets underneath it, so it won't quite make the journey.
All clear.
And it's forced through for a rush behind. That for Bob Jones Emarts.
Sam Mitchell has just wandered down here to ground levo to watch the last quarter down here with his teams. High fives all round, as you can imagine. Very happy.
Straight down the middle, looking for Rory Lobb. It's all systems go at the moment for the Dogs. Hawks get it back inside forward 50. More. inched the ball out. And they'll have a ball up on the 50-metre arc. Bontempelli Richards still on the bench. Umpire directs some traffic and then elevates the Sharon. Out of that pack goes Kennedy. Puts it in the path of Treloar, who's looked underdone. Williams. It's a high ball to half forward. Norton. Just too much worrying about where Barris was in that marking contest instead of attacking the footy. They'll have a ball up as Williams comes on and Richards.
Out, Tom. Adam Treloar off as well.
Play on.
Clock ticks down to 5 minutes 45 remaining. Hawthorn by 21 points. Lucky Bramble at the base of this pack for the Western Bulldogs, who will be back here next Thursday night hosting St Kilda, the Dogs. They're here for 4 of their next 5 games. They've got a very, very good record under the roof at Marvel Stadium. And they're going to come up short tonight. Newcomb with a long kick. They're saying that was insufficient intent. We're almost at last touch now, aren't we, with these kicks?
Yeah, what? I thought Newcomb was trying to make the play there. I think the umpires have done a fantastic job tonight, but maybe that was just a little bit harsh.
Brilliant kick into the middle of the ground, found Bontempelli. Bouncing ball to Vandermeer. Have to make this work, the Dogs. Give it to Bontempelli, why not? Fraser. Feigned the handball, then went with the right foot inside forward 50. Looking for a target, front of the pack. The Dogs had the numbers. They had 3 on 1. Newcomb the only one there. D'Ambrosio. And they'll have a ball up. And again, the Hawks stand tall and deny the Dogs.
Just overused the handball too much going forward. The Bulldogs have been out, had one-on-ones ahead of it, and then have just given extra handballs.
Nice work from Kennedy. Burst his way through it. And Dolan with an extra handball. Jath receives for the Hawks inside defensive 50. Kicks out to the city side. Fraser didn't judge that ball all that well coming in. Impey made a far better assessment, and from the wing can gallop and then send it to half forward. Marks paid to Gunston.
Yeah, Impey just used his body perfectly there out on the far wing.
Out, James.
Out marks Gardner. Jack Gunston. He's in no rush. 4 minutes left.
Move it on. Play on.
Hawks by 21 points.
No.
Kick slews off the side of the boot. And Kennedy for the Bulldogs, who's tried his hardest. Takes a good mark in defensive 50.
What are his numbers, Ash?
Kennedy, 27 disposals coming up, Brownie, along with 7 tackles on the goal.
Outside 5.
So Bramble has it in his defending goal square. That's not his best effort. Kicks it straight to Meek. So Big Meek 55 out. He's a huge man. Does he have a huge kick on him?
He'd be wise to take the 30 here, kill the clock. Not sure all the umpires are giving it to him. I didn't know if they'd give it to him.
So Meek throws the grass up like there's some sort of wind component under the roof. This would be big if he kicked this. This would be Matt. Smothered off the boot. Come on, Meekie.
He got way too close to the man on the mark then. D'Ambrosio turns around the corner. Spearing kick. Connor McDonald's got it. Just inside 50. Almost directly in front. To finish it off.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, I thought the umpires were generous to give Meekie the 30 seconds here, and they're going to be able to take another 30 seconds off the clock.
Meekie tried to wheel around, but he forgot that his turning circle is quite large.
Connor McDonald's a bit more of a legitimate goal kicker than Big Meekie. It's already kicked 1 tonight. Loves a celebration too. He won't be celebrating this time. Another behind. 22-point advantage to the Hawks. Triple M Bunnings trade scoreboard, final 3 minutes.
Have to go straight down the middle. He goes wide looking for Rory Lobb. Good mark by Lobb to Cleary. Cleary looking for Vandermeer. I think short to the 50-50, just was never on. But they had nobody down the line leading up. So he had to go short, and now a ball in on centre wing.
You're seeing James Sicily watching on the Harvey Norman replay. Will Dade not playing tonight as well. The wizard Nick Watson fell ill yesterday, not in the team for tonight. So some good players still to come back for Hawthorn. They will be in Tasmania in Launceston next Friday night, hosting the Adelaide Crows.
I'm free.
You hear that game on Triple M Footy, and then the bye after that, Kate. So a win for Hawthorn tonight. They go to 8-5. They win next week. It's 9-5 at the bye. That's a pretty good spot to be in.
Oh, it is definitely a good spot. I think the concerns up until this point, though, were their ability to compete with teams that are currently inside the top 8. So everyone holds the Bulldogs in. I know they're outside the 8 at the moment, but they've been in good form of late, so getting the scalp here is an important one for the Hawks.
This is Connor McDonald, little chipping pass into the pocket. Impey allows the footy to bounce and then kicks a low flat one back into the dangerous area. Jats receives for Hawthorn, then got a beautiful shepherd from Joel. Turns around and the kick just falls short, saved by Bontempelli.
Good effort by Bont. He looks pretty tired. They go straight up the middle. The Dogs only a minute and a half to go. So the Hawks are going to win and cement a spot in the top 8. Rory Lobb has tried hard for the Dogs all night. Looking for Karmas at half forward. Ball it over the back of everyone, and Amon will be happy to see that out of bounds. Bontempelli, after that big effort on the goal line, is still back in the defensive 50, just making his way up now.
What was that final crowd number, Ash, here at Marvel Stadium?
35,725.
Happy with that?
Yeah, they're probably on par. They've averaged 37 from their last 3 here at this venue.
Richards, Williams, and then Dale. All by hand. Dale decides eventually that he wants to kick the ball to the goal square. Couldn't get near the footy. Karma stole it away. He's tackled. They're still defending the way they started, Hawthorn. They hit this game from the opening siren, Kate, with high intensity, and they're going to finish that way too.
It was a bring your mouth guards to training kind of week, and it was exactly what you'd thought you'd get out of them from a very proud coach. Sam Mitchell wanted a response, and they've been able to tweak their game plan to allow them to have that pressure on the ball carrier, but you need to be able to assert it as well, so credit to them.
They come to the commentary side and we'll have another ball up down to 30 seconds, Ash.
So Brownie, Bulldogs' record against the current top 8 teams is 6 losses and 1 win, and this is their lowest score of the season as well at 58 points. They're the number 1 ranked team in terms of points for, averaging 105 per game, currently at 58.
Red Z lending loans for the self-employed. Ash is all over it. So another ball up, just winding down time now. Ball jars free to the top of 50. The Dogs haven't been able to get any sort of scoring pressure on the Hawks tonight. At the moment, it's a 23-point lead. It's been around that 23, 22, 24 mark for a long time.
They kept it at a comfortable margin for most of the night. One last chance for the Bulldogs to add a bit of respectability. Hardwick fist the ball through for a rush behind. Smiles on the face of Sam Mitchell. After losing their last 3 games, he challenged the group during the week, told them to get physical, and they have hit back in a big way, the Hawks. 23-point winners tonight at Marvel Stadium. 12-9-81 to 8-11-59. They got jumped, the Western Bulldogs. Hawthorn led by 24 points at quarter time, and Kate McCarthy, that has been pretty much the margin for most of the night, around that 24-point mark.
It has been, and even times when the Bulldogs had the momentum in the game, they weren't able to just get that margin back to a point to really worry the Hawks and to get them to change something about what they were doing, because even that, we said how important the first 5 minutes of the fourth quarter was going to be. Well, a very important miss to Sanders, and then they go back down the other end of the Hawks and kick a goal that's very important to get them off to a good start in the fourth quarter. But You're right, Jack. Best team out there tonight. They deserved the win and they got it.
8 wins, 5 losses, their record for the season now. Hawthorn, they host Adelaide next Friday night at the University of Tasmania Stadium in Launceston. Then the bye, and then on the other side of that, North Melbourne and St Kilda. So the Hawks in good shape. Here's Jack Ginnivan talking to Beck Madden, courtesy of Channel 7.
I know during the week you had a really hard week. You're the one who said bring your mouth guards to training and it paid off.
We played really well. Just good to be back in the winner's circle. I know the media frenzy and the whole footy world always go into a panic when a team loses a few games in a row, but we just went back to the basics this week and played some good footy, and it's good to be back in the winners.
Just on that, your coach Sam, did he go into a panic at all, or was he really calm over the last couple of weeks?
Sam's really good. He's the balance between rage and joy is very good. Sam knows what he's doing, and he's an experienced man. He's been there before in a footy sense, and now he's learning the coaching regime. And but it's good to put one on the board for him.
Okay, so 2 goals for you tonight, but I want to talk about the last one up there, showing the stadium the ball for a good sort of 20-30 metres. You thought that was a good idea?
Jeez, that's the fastest I've ever run. I'm pretty slow, so I never really get to bounce the ball much. But no, it was good. I was kicking pretty bad tonight, but that only just snuck in, so it would have been pretty embarrassing if I missed that. But.
Yeah, it would have, but it was okay. It was a good result in the end. Now, you've got to go down to Tassie and play, and then you've got to bye. Are you looking forward to that, having a bit of a rest?
Yeah, obviously the Crows are in red hot form, and then off to the Grampians for me. A bit of hiking and relaxation, so be very keen for that.
Hey, you like your hiking, do you?
A little bit.
Is this backpack overnight sort of style or just a day?
A few nights down there and then off to South America in the off-season, so a bit of hiking as well. So
okay, now we can't talk about the off-season. We're only at round 13, Jack. Thanks very much for your time. All right, I'll flick over to Mitch Clear.
Just never quite know where you're going to get with Jack Ginnivan. He's a hiker, Kate. Wouldn't have picked that one.
No, I really wouldn't have picked that either, but he wasn't a hiker tonight. He was a runner, and he ran all the way from the top of 50 to the goal square, just like our man old Nathan Brown showed the stadium the footy. We loved that.
Oh yeah, social media is going to have an absolute field day with that one, Brownie. They're going to enjoy that, I would have thought.
I enjoyed it.
I'm glad you did. And got a bit of me into the call as well. We're going to get some early votes from the Queen, Kate McCarthy. Of course, the Triple MVP award is the one that the players want to win, and the 3-2-1 are all important tonight from you, K-Mac, please.
Yeah, it's not been the easiest game to give votes in because of how much of a team performance it was from Hawthorn. So I've given 1 vote, Jack Ginnivan. I thought he was very good in his role tonight, getting all the way up the ground, 23 disposals, 6 marks, couple of tackles, but 2 goals to go with it as well. 2 votes I've given to Josh Ward, one of his best games of the year, I think. 28 disposals, 5 tackles, 13 contested possessions, but for me, the clear best player on the ground was Jai Newcombe. 27 disposals, 15 contested possessions, 10 score involvements, 10 clearances, which was the most on the ground, but 6 of those were centre bounce clearances and a goal to go with it.
Great work by Jai Newcombe and great work by you, Kate. On the other side of this, we are into the Triple M aiming review. Izzy and Nat will be down in the rooms. We'll soak it all up as the Hawks win tonight at Marvel Stadium by 22 points. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter for Bunnings Trade. Bunnings Trade has tax time sorted with big deals on big brands.
For Ream Hot Water,
Triple M rocks footy.
built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Ream.
Yeah, it's been a long week. Now, it's finally time to put your feet up and watch your team work hard to bring home the win. Seabus Super is on your team too, working hard to provide strong, long-term returns for after the final whistle. Seabus Super, making hard work pay off. Read the PDS and TND to decide if Seabus is right for you. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
Hi, Rodney Jane here. Pocket even more savings at Bob Jane T-Marts. We've got Bridgestone free, Yokohama free, Kumo free. How? Simply buy 3 and the 4th tyres free. Get up to $150 instant cashback on selected Pirelli and Bridgestone tyres. Plus receive an e-gift card up to $150 when you buy 4 selected BF Goodrich tyres. Give us a call or shop online today. At Bob Jane T-Marts, we'll look after you.
T's and C's apply.
She thought it was true love. He looked at her, handsome, nice watch. Then he just started firing questions. How much do you earn? What are your assets? Why do you need my money? It was then she realised he was a bank and would never understand her business. Red Z knows when you need a loan, you need someone that understands the self-employed. With love from Red Z. Speak to your broker or visit redz.com. Red Z, backing those who back themselves. Australian credit licence 311128.
Go Harvey Norman half-yearly clearance. Up to 20% off clearance mobile phones and up to 30% off Windows 11 computers. All the big brands on sale. Save $100 on Westinghouse 7.5 kilo front-load washer and save $400 on Dyson V11 stick vac. Shop hot deals on discounted lounges, dining, outdoor furniture and barbecues, plus big brand mattresses, bedroom furniture, kids furniture, storage pieces and more. Harvey Norman half-yearly clearance. Best brands, best range, best prices guaranteed. Conditions apply.
Yeah, it's been a long week. Now, it's finally time to put your feet up and watch your team work hard to bring home the win. Cbus Super is on your team too, working hard to provide strong long-term returns for after the final whistle. Cbus Super, making hard work pay off. Read the PDS and TND to decide if Cbus is right for you. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
Hi, Rodney Jane here. Pocket even more savings at Bob Jane T-Marts. We've got Bridgestone free, Yokohama free, Kumo free. How? Simply buy 3 and the 4th tyres free. Get up to $150 instant cashback on selected Pirelli and Bridgestone tyres. Plus, receive an e-gift card up to $150 when you buy 4 selected BF Goodrich tyres. Give us a call or shop online today. At Bob Jane T-Marts, we'll look after you. T's and C's apply.
She thought it was true love. He looked at her. Handsome. Nice watch. Then he just started firing questions. How much do you earn? What are your assets? Why do you need my money? It was then she realised he was a bank and would never understand her business. Red Z knows when you need a loan, you need someone that understands the self-employed. With love from Red Z. Speak to your broker or visit redz.com. Red Z, backing those who back themselves. Australian credit licence 311128.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Triple M rocks footy.
The Triple M footy review for Amy. When clangers happen, it's lucky you're with Amy.
Fantastic win by Hawthorn tonight. 12-9-81. They get the money over the Western Bulldogs. 8-11-59 here at Marvel Stadium. Let's dive into the Triple M Amy review. Clangers happen. Lucky you are with Amy. We've got Nat Yanides and Isaac Smith, who's going to go full Hawthorn nothing down in the Hawks rooms.
Absolutely right. I mean, I can't even find him. He's gone so Hawthorn nuffy. He's bigger than the Prime Minister at the moment, who's also just happens to be down here in the Hawks rooms. Jack, 22-point winners at Marvel Stadium over the Western Bulldogs. The team has just come down into the rooms. It's a bit squishy. We're in a bit of a different position to where we normally would be to hear the song. So not sure if they're all going to fit in here. They're just going to have to squish in, and the Gatorade's out, as well as is always the case. Let's have a listen to the song.
We're a happy team at Hawthorn. We're the mighty fighting Hawks. We're about the club and we play to win. Right in the bus with the green at Hawthorn. Come on, mate, fight striving. Teamwork is a thing that talks for 3, 2, 1 for all and all for one. Where we are at Hawthorn. We are the mighty fighting Hawks.
Understandably, a very, very happy Hawthorn side coming off 3 losses, I should say, to get the job done under immense pressure against the Western Bulldogs. A fantastic result for the Hawks. They led from start to finish. It wasn't necessarily the most polished performance, but it's certainly an important win.
No, I thought it was a very impressive win. They won the first centre clearance, got the first goal, and they pretty much controlled the game from there. Bulldogs got a little run on in the second quarter, sort of got close late, but nothing that I think really frightened them, to be honest. So I thought they were brilliant, and the man we got coming over here, I thought was one of the best players on the ground.
Absolutely right. Well, John Newcomb has been good enough to join us for the Triple M Amy review. Jai, congratulations. Under a lot of pressure coming off 3 losses, there was a lot of media attention during the week. You must be really proud of the way that the boys responded tonight.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, there's been
been a bit of heat and attention around us during the week, and to come out tonight and perform the way we did against a side that's been in really good form pre their bye was very pleasing.
What was it that Sam said to you during the week? Because take us inside the four walls. Is he a yeller? Does he motivate you in that way? How does he get the guys going?
No, I wouldn't say he's a yeller. He's very, very intellectually driven in the game of AFL and sees it better than most. So a lot of strong pointers in that area. A lot of smarts in terms of the game and how we're setting up, and really driving effort-based things that we can control ourselves.
Tackling was something that was getting highlighted, mate, during the week, and you dominated in that area tonight. Your pressure was off the roof. I think you sat around 200 tonight. Obviously a clear focus, but you come up against the Bulldogs, who are a super impressive midfield. How'd you do it?
Yeah, obviously they got a lot of big names in their midfield, and when they're playing well, they're all involved and heavily involved as well. So putting as much frontal pressure on them as possible. They like to flick it around a bit, so making them feel under the pump and like they've got less time with the footy was a big focus, and we're able to do that for most of the night, which was good. Force some turnovers in our front half and sort of get the game looking how we wanted. And
you bring Max Ransom in. It looks like you had a little bit of a structural change there. You're happy to go quick and long, bring the ball to ground, get the smalls at his feet.
Yeah, he's been dominating in the contest at VFL level, and back him in a 1v1 contest for sure. And I thought Charlie was super as well tonight down the line for us, and Smalls played really smart to get to the front of the stoppage and allow us to keep it in the front half.
And then a bit of showtime in the last quarter. You were out on the far wing, decided to rip one inside. Looked like you were pulling a few tricks out.
Yeah, it was.
You look pretty happy with it.
If it didn't come off, I would have been in a lot of strife. So saw Wardy late. Lucky it hit, but it was nice.
Just talk to us about Marbio, because from the outside he looks like a really cool customer. Is that what he's like behind closed doors as well?
Yeah, what you see is what you get from Marbs. He's a very level-headed operator. Likes doing things his own way in his own time a lot of the times, but he's a great team player. He's provides a lot of energy with us inside the four walls of the club, and the boys love being around him.
Now, there's a few things going around this week, mouth guards type sessions. I reckon you'd enjoy those.
Yeah, they are good fun. You like them as well?
No, I hate them. I went nowhere near them. If you ask Mitch, always had a sore shoulder or a sore knee when they pulled them out. But it looked like it worked for a couple of players, and one of them was Dylan Moore. I thought he was super impressive tonight.
Yeah, he was. Got the captaincy tonight as well, and for him to step up and he's loved this footy club all his life, and for him to play the way he did tonight was super for us. He's a massive leader for the forwards, especially. He's got a lot of young guys down there that he can really drive the way for. So his work ethic is unquestionable all the time. So I absolutely loved it.
Really important question for you, Jai. Have you ever met a Prime Minister of Australia before?
I don't think I have. I mean, I've seen him around the traps at our games a few times, but I haven't bumped into him just yet.
He's a big number 16 Hawks fan. He just had Andy Gowers over there, and then he bailed me up as well, Nat. We've been having a good old chat.
Just name drop the Prime Minister, why don't you? I reckon tonight's your night, Jai. I reckon tonight's the good night for a selfie, for a little photo there with the PM.
Well, he should be in a good mood, hopefully, so I might see what happens.
Well, jump on Triple M on Instagram, and he had a good chat with Xavier Ellis over in Perth, had a bit of a laugh. So, no, he's certainly up and about, and he's happy that the Hawks are up and about, because it's been a rough couple of weeks.
Yeah, no, I mean, we're all up and about. It's nice to be back in the winners' column for sure.
All right, well, we're going to go let you enjoy it. Make sure you do try and get a photo with the Prime Minister. I'm going to be really upset if you don't. And Izzy's definitely going to be upset, because you can't be the only one that knows the Prime Minister personally. So thanks for your time, Joe.
Izzy knows everyone, so.
Oh, you got to. You've got to be a personal relationship person, John.
It's hard to know who's more popular in here, if it's the Prime Minister or Izzy, really, honestly.
Definitely the Prime Minister.
He definitely knows just as many people, like you said. Anyway, Joe, thank you so much for your time. Congratulations on the win.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Well done, mate.
That's Jai Newcomb there for Bob Jane T-Marts. Have a great buy 3, get 1 free, plus instant cashback deals. Call or shop online today. T's and C's apply. Well, we've already done the Triple MVP Award as the Prime Minister just has a lovely chat to Sandwich. I know it sounds like I'm obsessed with the Prime Minister, but it's not every day.
It does sound like
I know. It's the journo in me. It's just a little bit exciting. Hey, James Sicily's down here as well. He's obviously missing for a couple of weeks, and they're going to miss him. But it was really great to see them get the job done, given they were missing Sicily. Nick Watson didn't play either as well, so there were a couple of injuries there.
Yeah, no, there was, and it was an impressive game. They've been under the pump, and that happens at AFL footy. You feel the pressure internally from what's being spoken about externally, and I thought they played a pretty faultless game of footy tonight, so it was good to watch.
Absolutely. Well, the Macca's I'm loving it moment tonight, the I'm loving it moment happened late in the match, and I have a feeling that I know exactly what it is. This is how the Triple M footy team called it.
Kennedy, Ramsden, and the Hawks get it out of the pack situation. A bouncing ball. Gardner just waited, not sure what he was doing, needed to come forward. Ginnivan did it brilliantly, slapped it on, past 50, one bounce, two bounce, showed the ball to them, and then went bang! Lights out! Seen that before.
Who does that remind you of, Nate?
A great moment for Jack Ginnivan and, of course, for our very own Nathan Brown. Would you ever consider, would that have ever been in your repertoire to celebrate like that?
No, I was probably too in the moment to think about something like that, to be honest. It never crossed my mind, but I absolutely love it. You go down, and I'm involved in Auskick now. I've got kids that are running around there, and they're all doing it down there. I think it's just great for the game.
That's the thing about this team, isn't it? It's so refreshing. We talk about, the Hollywood Hawks and everything, but it is so refreshing to see personalities in the game because it's not what we always get.
It is, and it felt like it probably got shut down for 10 or 15 years there, and it's starting to come back alive. So you look across most teams across competition, and they've all got some personalities, and Hawthorn certainly aren't short of any.
Yeah, this has been the Triple M Amy review. When clanging has happened, it's lucky you're with Amy for Choice Hotels around the ground. Where are you off to? You got any more matches this week, or?
I do, down at Geelong, GMHBA, big game.
That's right, I forget you play for two teams.
So Geelong v the Suns, which will be that'll be a cracking game, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the Suns can do. And then off to the MCG Sunday night, pre-King's birthday game, Carlton Essendon, so that'll be a big one as well.
Have you got the catering ready to go at the Cattery for the Triple M team?
Everyone hates that. Always come in full and well fed. I'm not sure why they're so against. Geelong, but no, very much look after everyone down there, the Cats.
No, Geelong is a great place. It's just cold. It's got absolutely nothing to do with Geelong itself. It's just about the weather, and of course they have an amazing.
You put the fire on, open a nice bottle of red wine.
They've got
put on a nice roast. Like, life's good.
Yeah, I guess so for some. They've got a great scoreboard as well. They do. They've got a good roast house down there as well, as you would absolutely know. Hey, it was the Hawks tonight by 22 points over the Western Bulldogs to get their season back on track. A great win for Hawthorn in what was trying circumstances. Tomorrow we will be back at it again for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy.
The Triple M Footy Review for Amy. When clangers happen, it's lucky you're with Amy.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.